Today's Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan podcast is brought to you by...
That accent has nothing to do with modern plumbing.
It's like
the Scottish.
It's kind of like a Scottish. I don't know why I even did that.
It's not modern at all.
You need to use the bathroom.
If you use Modern Plumbing, you get 10% off if you mention Tom and Dan. So when you call them or go to modernpi.com, make sure that they know you're a Tom and Dan listener. You'll get their 10% off, and that's with anything.
How many vans are like? They're almost like buses. They're huge. How many do they have? Because they're always around here. I see them all the time.
They are a second-generation family-owned business that's been serving Central Florida for a lot of years.
All the counties: Volusia, Orange, Seminole, Osceola.
And they can do any plumbing emergency you may have. Also, like I did an outdoor shower, so they can get really creative.
You want Japanese toilet?
They can build you. Yeah.
What do you want?
Just talk to them. Maybe you got a water heater problem. Like, everybody encounters plumbing problems at some point in time. And if you need a plumber, call modernpi.com.
Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
It is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom. On the couch with us, comedian Vince Taylor's here. How you doing, Vince?
What's up?
Yeah.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
He is here, and he's not on the Zoom.
No, that's different.
He's in the room, and you know what happens when he's in the room and not on Zoom? It smells good.
You do smell good.
You smell good.
I got pure feet energy right now.
Can I say something stereotypical?
Uh-oh.
Old white guys. They don't smell good.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you and me. Older white men.
I don't put a cologne on.
I don't put a cologne on. And black men and Latin men put a cologne on, and it's a better way.
Yeah.
It's a better way, and you know how to command it correctly.
Yeah. You got to put it on.
But you have on just enough. You don't have too much.
Not too much. Well, you got to put it on at the right time, too.
See, why don't... That should be the next thing.
I'd be judged if I came in with some, like, cologne on. I feel like everybody would...
I would like it.
They would make fun of me.
I would like it if you're...
Like, who's this guy think he is?
I would
is that a thing? You make fun of people for smelling good? That's a thing now?
No, only because of the stereotype of old white guys stinking.
Old white guys, if you get rained on, which you probably will. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
They smell like onions.
Or labradoodle. Typically.
Yeah, you smell like a wet dog.
I never understood that because BO smells like onions.
It does.
And white people smell like onions when they get rained on.
When they get rained. And it's raining today.
Yeah.
There was
Why do you think I got a hat on? I'm not smelling like onions. I put a hat on.
I ain't gonna lie though. If we judging looks and using the look to determine the smell, I would think, Dan, that you were the smellier one.
I know. It's the hair. I know. I understand.
I'm
not so fresh and so clean anymore.
You look like a hoarder.
Rough. I look like I should play. I look like I should be playing the spoons.
We got some business. Well, this is business because I go back and forth. I'm like, Daniel's obviously going crazy somehow.
Yeah, playing the spoons over here.
Clearly,
he's getting more and more crazy as he ages.
No, I want to grow my hair and beard out. I want to grow my hair and beard all the way out. All the way.
Slowly turn into Blue from old school. You remember Blue, you're my boy.
Yeah, a crazy old white man, right?
No, I'm not.
When white people go
my daughter
crazy,
hates it.
they
absolutely hates it.
Yeah, they grow their hair out.
But it's manly. I mean, Dan is literally like 3 feet tall, but now looking at him sit here with this beard, I feel like he could kick somebody's ass.
See,
Not mine.
I look tough.
That's just because of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. I picture him with
If you
an
never
axe.
saw Lord of the Rings, you would never thought that.
I literally want to just toss Dan across a mountain.
That guy's not tough. They just put him in there for comic relief. I know what I am.
Yeah.
I know what I am.
Yeah, man, he's a well-groomed penguin. I love it.
But I want to grow my hair all the way out. It's like the one and I finally hit my daughter with some sense.
You shouldn't hit your daughter, bro. Like,
well, she's big. She's tougher than me.
Talk about it on radio.
But no, so I told her, I go, hey, because she hates this. She's like, I hate your beard and I don't like your hair. And I go, well, like, follow me with this logic. I go, I have hair. I'm not losing my hair. So while I have it, let me grow it,
bro.
And it was almost as if I'd given her like a Tom Van, like a logical. She was like, okay, all right.
Yeah, but you're not going to lose your hair. You're gonna have it till you're dead.
Well, it's gonna keep getting like the sides will keep riding back and a little more.
The U comes at some point. Can I chime in on this,
bro?
You
can say whatever you want.
Can I speak to the daughter that you hit unnecessarily?
Yeah.
And he should not be doing that. There's numbers for that, Dan's daughter. But by the way, your dad is growing a beard because he can.
Yeah, that's
All
why.
daddies ain't able, and I am living proof. I've been trying to grow a beard for 15 years, and I ain't got nothing but some fuzz.
You gotta go team, man.
Like, it don't work, bro. Like, I'm able to like, now I can make it look like this, but I can't get the Rick Ross. I can't get the Dan. You know what I'm saying? I get like the Will Ferrell, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you know, a little something in Step Brothers.
How's your mustache?
Nah, well, yeah, I got to cut it right on off, bro.
You look like you got a good one, though.
Nah, bro.
I got a dark mustache.
Hair on my face don't go right, bro.
Okay.
Hair above my lip is
you
just
guys,
not.
You guys are both very attractive men. For those of us that are disgusting, we have to go with what we got. Yeah. And I know that, like, I have to get my hip replaced on 3/11 day, on March 11th.
3/11.
I got my date. I got my date for my hip, and I'm older, and I feel like, maybe you're right. Maybe this is the age where you decide to not care anymore, and you just want to be disgusting.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know where I was going with
You're
that.
48 years old.
I think I changed in the middle of the thing. There.
I just watched a guy unload canoes at 90. 48 is not old.
I'm not a canoe. I'm an editor. I'm a thinking man.
Yeah, but when you interchanging parts like it's a car, like at that point it's time to go ahead and wrap it up.
Let me. Daniel is growing his hair out for no reason. I never figure out a reason. It's just, and the reason is crazy. I think
there's no reason.
So
I just want to see. It's like a personal challenge,
bro. I'm pro beard, bro.
It's like I want to see if I can do it. It's like if
but he always had a beard. He's just growing it out crazy
I
long.
want the
homeless.
full Gandalf.
Yeah,
bro. I want the full Dumbledore.
I'm not trimming it at all. Like
literally.
Today, even Ross said, he's like, "Are you going to go see John and get the sides trimmed up?" And everything I read, they say, "No, if you're growing your hair, you never cut it,
bro." I want Viking length. I want braids in the hair. You know what I'm saying? I want you to shave it, then let it grow back, and then one day, I want to come up here one day and see 3 black girls from Pine Hills like giving you straight plaits on your.
But that hurts. No,
nah, bro. Yo, deal with it. But that's what it do, bro. That's what you supposed to do.
I'm not White Iverson. I can't do that.
You could. All right, well, yeah.
Posted that. Did he ever get any trouble for that?
Nah. He got more trouble for saying he wasn't a hip hop artist than he was for all that other stuff.
Yeah.
But I like the beard, man. Just to close that segment, man. And I think it does a good job of covering your face.
I appreciate that.
That's an insult, by the way.
I know.
I just want to bring it up. Real quick. First, we are officially shutting down the Tom and Dan Air T&D at the end of May.
We are, yeah.
So if you did want to book it and stay there one last time in Sanford, the Sanford location, I say that because we're kind of moving on to possibly a different location. We're not sure yet, but we've been in Sanford for 3.5 years, and
we've lost listeners because of the. Yeah, we've lost listeners because of this.
Well, that location has been there for 3.5 years. It actually is going to continue to be an Airbnb, but not the Tom and Dan Airbnb.
Correct.
So it's not going to be decorated and all stuff inside. But so if you want to book it now. It ends at the end of May. So from now to May, any openings, you can go on bookairtnd.com and you can book your weekend or any
What's
date
the
you want to
theme going to be after it's not Tom and Dan anymore.
I don't know. I don't know. The person that's running it, I'm not sure what she's going to do. But
right.
that location is prime for a Sanford Airbnb.
It's the party location. Yeah, man.
And then also there's still 20% off all of Jeff's Bagel Run merch if you use promo code Tom and Dan.
Yeah, the socks. There are pins. There are the little bagel boys, stuffed animals. Now, did you say they got a costume bagel man? Will they let me wear that?
They have a official
giant bagel.
mascot.
They have a giant Jeff's Bagel, and then at the top of his hair, his swoop is cream cheese. He has a
okay. All right.
It's awesome. It's like one of those like $5,000 mega costumes with the fan in it.
Yeah.
It is amazing. I was like, please let me wear that.
Where are they? Is it like sporting events or something?
I don't. They don't need it. They do not need it. But it's huge.
With the cream cheese.
It's huge. You would even fit in it. It's huge. And Vince is a tall guy. That's what I mean.
Nah, man.
But it's humongous. And then the top of his hair is like a swoop of like cream chease. Yeah, it's super cool.
Nah, I can't do the cream cheese.
Yeah, man, it's cool.
The Orange County Regional History Center is doing their charity golf tournament called the Courthouse Cup. That's March 10th. You can go to thehistorycenter.org to sign up for that. It's Rio Pinar Golf Course, and all the proceeds go to support the History
I
Center.
get mad when you say the golf course. Say it again. Say it again.
Rio, is it Pinar?
Rio, you say Rio Pinard, and I'm like, who do you think you are?
And also,
you think you're better than me?
this Saturday, I'm going to be at the Merce Fest downtown Orlando.
You carry a Merce now?
Which is a huge 10-block art and entertainment live performance installation they got going on this
Ross
weekend.
knew about this. Yeah, it's like the streets of Orlando become live art installations. Blue Man Group's down there, Dizzle Funk's down there, Universal Funk Orchestra, a bunch of other bands are down there.
Gigantic. Free tickets if you just go to immersefest.com.
Yep, you can just sign up and get a free ticket.
Do you get a free Merce?
I don't know. I have a Merce.
All right, I want a Merce.
I have a really nice Merce.
I want to be in the Merce gang, bro.
Yeah.
I'm going to be at the stage for the Orlando Science Center, 6 p.m. Orange Avenue between Church and Jackson, and I'm going to be there with Spencer blowing up some, like,
You're going to get on the mic?
Yeah.
Yeah, you go, I want to call on everybody! You're going to be yelling?
I'm going to be involved in the explosions that they're setting off on stage.
Y'all ready for this?
I wonder if I could... And I know how to
the bear.
From Mark Rober, I know how to do all this stuff. So
give me a little Rober.
I don't know. It's just a white guy like me. So there's no...
Boom.
I've never seen someone put their face above it and let it blow through their face.
It's because it's really hot.
It's not that hot. Don't touch it after.
No, the chemical reaction, I believe the initial chemical reaction is hotter than the sun.
I'll close my eyes.
Just wear those blades that Max got for winning the donations.
So how you doing, Vince?
Well, I'm still looking for that Merce. I ain't gonna lie. Was that true? Does he really have a Merce?
No, it's Immerse Fest.
Oh, Immerse.
Yeah. It's like immerse yourself in art and live performance.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Disappointed.
Tom said Merce, and it's
would y'all have judged me though if I did walk in and had me a Louis bag?
No, but I know you've made fun. I have one, and you made fun of it, so I don't bring it anymore.
It's hard for me to know if it's real or fake because I can't tell the difference. So I would just assume it was fake because I'm racist.
And then we're
I'm joking.
Magic Mouth stuff. But you would just assume that it was fake, but you wouldn't judge me for having a bag.
No. I like people that flaunt how much money they have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there are like stereotypes for people that carry Merces, right? So if there's like, and this is a compliment, if it's like mid to young black guy carrying Merce, I go in style, cool black guy.
There you go.
If it's a bodybuilding white guy carrying Merce, I'm like steroids. If it's you know what I mean? Like
there's all reasons.
Yeah, there's all different reasons, race, colors, and creeds that carry Merces, but all for different reasons. Like most stylish white guy, if he's carrying a Merce, he's either going to fall into one of two categories. Like white guy that's dipping his toe into urban culture, or he's going to be on steroids.
Okay, so you see Cam Newton with a purse, you like, all right, that's
stylish.
Cam. He got. You see Logan Paul, even though he's still a little young, he like douchey.
But
really
he's still
feeling
trying
that.
to. He's chasing that style.
He's trying to get the bag.
Yeah,
okay.
he's still trying to.
But if you saw like Bob Barker with a bag, that's like all pills.
Okay, you know what I would think of that? If I saw Bob Barker, is he still alive?
No.
If
he
Bob
died.
Barker, let's say he's alive.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, my
well,
bad.
Let's say he's alive and he had a
think so.
MRSA.
Ron,
I would
did he
think.
die?
The immediate thing I would think of is like, how old's his girlfriend? Because he's probably trying to wear that to impress the girl. You know what I mean?
What's up, Belichick? We see you, homeboy.
Yeah, exactly that. Like that red jacket that Belichick had on. I'm like, well, normally I know you wouldn't wear that, but I know why you're wearing it. And I don't fault you for wearing it.
My favorite thing about Belichick's 24-year-old girlfriend is Belichick's old football friends that have old wives that are talking mad shit.
Oh, yeah. Tons.
And that the old football friends have to pretend to their old wives that they're like, yeah, this is a weird thing. I'd be like, what does he even talk to her about? They have to pretend that they also agree that
I love you. I like something to hold on to.
and they wouldn't want to bang a 24-year-old.
No. I like some grabbing meat.
They're like,
you know me, and I like a face like a bulldog. That's what I like. I like a really disgusting face and a big fat flabby ass.
That's the best kind.
That's what I like.
they have to
I like a big fat frog ass.
Yeah.
Pretend to their old wives that they wouldn't want to be with the 24-year-old.
Oh no! I love a toothy blowjob. Sure. Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
you know she don't even know what to do if he get a stroke. You know what I'm saying? If he get a stroke, she don't know where his pills at. She don't know which one is the Monday and the Tuesday. I don't want me no young little something like that. You know what I'm saying? I want me a old nice little Aunt Betty. You know what I'm saying? A little something I can slap me something on the back. You know what I'm talking about? I need me somebody with benefits. I want to be able to say, hey, you want something? She say, bingo. Oh yeah. That is funny because you know those dudes that they can swap wives.
Of course. Well, and then
Well, if you're a younger dude,
but you
if
know
you're a
they-
younger dude with two younger wives, you can swap wives. But when you're the older dude with the old wife and Belichick, there's never any
Shout out to
swapping.
Neo. Neo got 3 wives right now. That man
Really?
doing his thing. Oh yes, kissing them all in the mouth at once.
You know
Yes,
who
sir.
we met who came in here that had brought both of his girls at the time?
Wow.
Comedian. He signed the door.
Was it
Very
D-Ray?
attractive. D-Ray
Davis?
D-Ray Davis. Thank
Yes,
you.
D-Ray has
Beautiful.
a
I was about to say
horde.
eyes. I was about to say the eyes.
Yes,
He has
D-Ray
those
is.
eyes.
I ain't gay, but he's sexy. All
Yeah,
right?
he's a good-looking
And,
dude.
He can get it.
So when he
but I ain't
came in
gay.
here, he brought both his girls, and I'm not speaking out of turn. He's a great person. It seemed weird, and they didn't seem. It seemed like there was
they might have been
something
out.
happening.
Yeah,
like there was like a
somebody-
tension.
No, that's in your brain.
No.
Because
Nah.
what I
No.
realized, here's the bad math we've all been doing about 2 wives, and I did this shit just like the other guys telling yourself like I have nothing in common with her. What do you talk about during dinner? Who gives a? You have nothing in common with your old wife. I got an old wife. I got nothing in common with her, and we sit in silence.
I'm not saying I care.
She's
they
tired of
argue,
hearing
but
me talk.
They were arguing. The girl.
We love naps.
But here's the bad math: is that you think to yourself, you're like, God damn, I don't want 2 bitchy wives. You know,
Yes.
because they'd be both bitching at me, whatever.
No. That's not what I meant. They were fighting with each other.
Right.
The girls.
Yeah,
Like I don't care about that. If they want to fight, go ahead. It's not my problem.
Yeah. Well, but they're also used to it, and I think with that, you need a personality that will allow multiple wives.
Oh,
and
I'm
with
not that guy.
With that personality,
I'll never be that guy.
What, you don't want multiple wives?
No. I can't.
Oh.
I'm not. Sure, I do want it, but is it going to function correctly with the way that I am? No, I'm too sensitive to have
See, what
multiple
you-
wives.
what you
I
need-
fall in love with one, and I wouldn't be spending time with the other one. They tear me apart.
But see, all you got to do is get you a project manager. You know what I'm
My
saying?
wife
To
is the
handle
project manager.
wives. Nah, man, the wife can't manage the wife. Actually, hold on. You might be onto something.
You
It should
need
be
one
the
in
head
charge.
wife,
You need one wife
the
in charge.
HWIC all
If you
day.
had one wife in charge
Yeah.
and running the underwives,
like the general manager of the household.
They need to fear you like
an
some
extent.
sort of like
a sheik.
David Koresh or
Okay.
sheik. You know,
Yeah, like a sheik
that's
or
the
a-
only way it works.
Well, David Koresh is a white sheik.
yeah.
He's the white sheik.
They have like the Mormon it's like
Yeah.
it's like where there's one dude and
Yeah.
there's like a lot of wives, they're
like a Warren
subservient
Jeffs.
to
That's
you.
a
Yeah,
terrible
I think that
example.
we
That's
see
a
when
terrible example.
When I start thinking about having 2 wives, I think that the problems cancel each other out, right? Like, oh, I don't really want to go shopping with you. Go with the other wife. But what happens
Didn't think
is
about
they end
that.
up both being mad at you while they out shopping because you ain't with them or whatever. So now you have multiple problems. I mean, I'm speaking out of experience, and I surely am not. But these are the things that we think of before we jump into those type of things. And I salute D-Ray for being a pioneer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and
I
showing
think
us
he's
what
still
it's
doing
like.
it too. That's another reason I brought it up is that
it could be
apparently
awesome.
Lead the way.
Apparently he puts work into it, right? Because
You
you
got
can't
to.
say he doesn't because it's still going on.
Yeah,
So there's your proof.
And it's different between having a girlfriend that you got a girlfriend with, having 2 equally structured women that get both the same amount of attention, not where one came into the relationship afterwards. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into. So I can't wait to read that book, D-Ray.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
There will be an ending.
But on paper, it's awesome.
It sounds
oh my
awesome.
God, you should
Because
see
you-
the photos.
Because you have,
I mean, it is awesome, brother. Like,
Yeah, but that's why they was mad that morning, Lil Gandalf.
yeah,
because
there was some anger in that when they were in here. It wasn't like they were fighting, but
Yeah.
there was a tension when they were sitting out there on the couch, and you could tell it.
Yeah.
Like you could tell.
I
or at
don't
least
pick up
thought-
emotions, so I don't
at least
know.
I
Yeah.
thought it was.
Well, I mean, you can
Yeah.
think somebody gonna have to get the short end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? In the morning. You know what I mean? So the other one gonna be a little upset. And they probably gonna frustrate it. They gonna voice it. You know, you can't always give it both equally the whole entire time. You know what I'm saying? So unfortunately, sounds like D-Ray may have had a sesh that
Yeah.
did not necessarily pan out
Yeah.
to everybody's satisfaction.
You're married. You're
I
married.
am.
You are
I-
married. You're married. We're all
also-
married here. I just
Indeed.
went to a buddy's wedding. Let me ask you about this. Weddings have changed. Our buddy Paul from West End Trading Company, he got married. And we went to his wedding. It's the first wedding of this kind I've ever been to. Open bar, awesome, beautiful wedding. It's at this place called, what is it called? Happy... Something Happy All the Time Farms or something like Feel Good Farms. There we go.
Whoa.
It's at Feel Good Farms. And it certainly was Feel Good Farms because when you walk up to the open bar, you had your choice of either a mimosa bar, unlimited, whatever you wanted, these fancy-ass, really good mimosas, or you could pick from different strands of marijuana, and they would just have pre-rolls ready to go.
Wow.
Yeah,
And they would just,
that's awesome.
Here you are, sir, with some matches, here's your pre... I've never seen anything like it.
Wow.
Like, and I will tell
I bet they
you...
do it in California.
Yeah, and they probably are doing it for forever. But I will tell you, other than having to explain about the smell to my daughter, because she was there, and there were a lot of kids, the vibe of the wedding was the most chill wedding I've ever been to. Everybody was just like sitting back, listening to like really good music. It was a good vibe. It was awesome.
Did you even have to explain? Because it's just like cigarette, weed. It's you don't know what the
Yeah, the
difference
chat room is
cigarettes
asking, how is that legal? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have talked about that.
I wrote down. Let's not talk about this.
I don't blow up his spot. Delta 9. It's Delta 9.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you're right.
I was handing it out. I was handing it out.
And by the way, Delta 9 is weed and is legal.
Yeah.
We are in the
it
talks
was
with
amazing.
a
Like,
seltzer company that sells it on the shelves.
And that's what I wanted to talk about. Like, I know people it gets a bad rap, and anything can, right? Everything in moderation. But in this case, I thought it added to the day. Like, everything, it made the tension of the entire day automatically, we were on like a 3. You know what I mean? Like, everybody was ready.
Are you the same person after you intake, or are you a different person?
More quiet.
Yeah, much more quiet, or noticeably quiet?
No.
Because I completely transform to a completely different person.
Gotcha.
If I inadvertently or advertently partake. And so I don't know if I would have remembered any of that. You know what I'm saying? If I could keep it real. So
Well,
salute to you.
It's a microdose. It's all about you
It's
get
not a
so
lot.
high you can't even function.
Yeah, I'm
You're
sure
just
that
like,
some people, could get.
And I mean, how at this particular place that we're not speaking about, like, there's kids.
Oh yeah.
Well, if you do think about it, like, first, we're talking about Delta 9 is
They can't
illegal.
imbibe. I mean, like,
But it's the same as alcohol. It's like as far as like
you can buy it at Total Wine. You can buy it at Bed Bath and Beyond. You can buy it anywhere.
Listen, I was just going to say that's an easy way to keep the kids quiet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Why
I mean,
not?
like, no. But like, obviously, like, kids. It was an open bar, not for children. But like, it was.
You know what I want to talk
But
about?
why not?
And I know some listeners.
Mimosa ain't nothing but orange juice.
This has happened to some listener of ours where their kid got a hold of their
Gummies.
It's
chocolate.
gonna be hard to
wheat
get
gummy.
somebody to go on record to talk about that.
And because I want to know what they did. Because there's no, they're not going to overdose. There's nothing negative that's going to happen to them. Do they take them? They're like, but your wife is screaming. Like, do you tell your kid like something to write it out? Like you gave him some other medication. Like I gave you some Benadryl. You may feel weird. Don't worry, it's fine. Because all you're trying to subside is the panic attack. Then it could happen, and that's the worst thing.
We're trying to solve if we've accidentally. So we've accidentally poisoned our child.
Okay, it's not poison.
Well, we've
poison assumes that it's somehow going to negatively affect
How old
them.
is the child?
Let's say 5.
Okay.
Oh, 5. Okay, 5. We're going on an adventure. Okay.
Boy or girl?
I don't know why it matters, but let's say boy.
Okay, I'm just painting a picture.
I feel like at 5, they're the
He's
same
in there
thing.
rooting around.
A passage to manhood, this is, son, that every man goes through. Everybody in our family has experienced this, and when you get on the other side of this, there will be differences in your body, son, and I just want you to understand that this is what we do. This is how it happens.
We have somebody that might call in who has a 6-year-old, and they're willing to go on record and talk about it.
Okay, because I know it's happened.
Definitely, and we know this person. I mean, if she's willing to call in, we'll
because the kid freak. Because we had this conversation. I was camping this weekend.
Well,
with
the
my
kid would
friends.
only freak out if the kid has anxiety anyway. Like Maisie,
Not necessarily.
If I told her that I gave her just something as simple as I gave you the wrong medicine, she's gonna.
Oh
flip
yeah. Well,
her
don't.
shit.
That's what I'm saying. You don't.
I can't tell her that.
And you can't not mention anything because they'll be like, "I feel weird." You know what I'm saying? And then so you have to explain in a.
Why can't you mention anything?
You can. You can handle it the way you want.
Can't you be a grown ass?
You don't want to
man?
tell your goddamn teacher.
Why not?
My dad
I
left his weed candy.
Yeah, but it's legal.
It's honest.
It's legal. You have your medical recommendation.
No, the
Anyway.
goddamn child protective services will come down on you.
Nah, bro. Listen,
Dude, it could happen. Like, I don't
child
want them
protective
goddamn
services
government.
come over
Yeah, but
because your kid
you don't
with
work in coulds. You work in absolutes.
Listen. At the
Yeah,
day,
but you don't want to tell them.
I'm too grown to be hiding my habits at this age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and I'm gonna tell a little story, but not tell too much. Like, okay, so we do stand up and I do all that, and so sometimes I'll take a little bit of a drink, and I may not necessarily want to get rid of it, so I'll save it in like a Minute Maid or like a Gatorade, bottle or something, right? Like if you have like a little something before time.
Yeah.
And so if I ain't finished it, then I'll put it in the fridge. I got like a little fridge in my man cave, and I'll just keep it in there.
Makes sense.
And so, maybe it may or may not have happened once or twice where, one of the daughters may have went in there thinking it was just Gatorade and was like, what is this? And I'll be like, that's my drink. Stay out of my stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think, there's any reason for us to do anything other than that. And I don't think that DCF has anything to say, but get me.
No, that's an accident, and a little sip of some vodka is not going to cause you to freak out for 5.5 hours. You know what I'm saying?
What if your gummy shouldn't either? Like, you tighten up, man. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're 5 now. Like, you're not 2 anymore.
You don't go that body weight. It'd be like us taking 100 milligram
and it's
gummy.
not the kid's fault. It's like each gummy is 100 milligrams because I'm a psycho.
No, it's 10.
Yeah.
Everything's
No,
10
I'm talking about
nowadays.
me.
Well, actually, you get a 50.
I'm talking about me. I don't do no 10s. I did 10s in 2014. 2014, I did 10s.
50s is the highest pill you can get. But every chocolate's in a 10.
You don't like exaggerating for comedy anymore. And it's not fun. This guy's not fun anymore. You have to get serious Sam over
I was about to say, like, what if this makes your kid the most exciting, adventurous, the funniest kid for like the first hour, and you can't even share it with nobody because you know?
Well, that's what I'm asking. I'm sure it's happening. We got a listener.
We have a listener on the line. This is Sprinkles is on the line. Sprinkles, thanks for calling. That's a fake name, obviously. So tell us what happened. What did you do, Sprinkles?
Disguise the voice.
Well, I really don't care. It's Kara. So
okay, all right.
All righty, secrets.
A lot of BDMs have even met my kids. So just for the record, obviously I have been a longtime stoner. I've made tons of brownies, and at one point, my youngest, I turned my head and he was on the counter, and I turned around and he just had taken the spoon of brownie batter and just had chocolate all over his face, and I thought, well, shit, let's see what happens. And he was I'd say 5 or 6. And I have a very funny photo of him where he was just pantless, passed out on the couch. He just took a really long nap.
Okay.
And it was no big deal. And then also...
Hold on, Kara.
But also, yeah.
Okay, this is what I wondered. Okay, so because I had this conversation with all my friends, and then we were talking about what everybody would do if I'm accidentally
Did anybody
ingested.
scare you with what they would do? Like, did anybody say anything shocking?
No, like some people are like, I'd have to. Some moms are
poison control,
or like I'd have to take them to the hospital because I'd freak out.
That's the last thing I would do,
and because they're like, and then other moms are super afraid that like their kid would freak out and not understand what's happening to them. And I'm like, wait a minute, well, that's where you have to avoid. You should give them a heads up, like, hey, you may feel a little weird, and then let them write it out in a peaceful manner.
Here it comes. Let me put this gorilla mask on.
And then some people said that they'll freak out no matter what, 100%. And I'm like, I don't think so. I think if you didn't have any reason to freak out, that you would just ride the lightning.
If you just fell asleep, then you wouldn't freak out.
Or fell asleep.
That's the best case scenario.
Those are the best.
Go ahead.
Listen, I know what my brownies are. A lot of people do know. I know he didn't eat like a full brownie. He just had a spoonful. I didn't worry about it. Also, my kids they've been around it their entire life. I've never hidden the fact that I'm a stoner. It's normal to them. So, and that also goes, I will say this, I also do have an adult child at this point. And, she's 21 now, and I have no fear of her getting blackout, wasted, drunk in college because that's not her vibe, because she grew up with me. So I felt comfortable with them always and just being open and honest about it. And when my oldest was, maybe around 14 or 15, and, some people might, disagree with this, but, when she had some cramps or stuff, I'm like, hey, you know what? Eat half of this brownie and see if it makes you feel better. And guess what?
You're admitting too much, Karen.
You're out of control, lady.
We called you sprinkles, goddammit. You could have just gone with it. I just wanted to know what happened.
I'm just sitting here watching
Tom's incriminating yourself with all this shit. I get my kids weed every day now.
Stop it. Listen.
This is my address.
No.
Come get me, dude.
What you won't do
I
is
put it
diminish.
in their lunch.
What I won't let y'all do is diminish the superior parenting that Kara is demonstrating for us right now. So, Kara, I don't want to get too personal, but you giving us all these tips. I just want to know, what's your social, what's your address, so that the people in the audience can know who it is.
Kara, all right. I just wanted to,
we wanted to know what happened, and then just fall asleep. That makes sense.
Did your 5-year-old say anything? Did they say, I feel weird, Mom?
Or do they hate you now that you poisoned them?
No. And I don't even think well, you know what? Actually, I did have this conversation with him. I did tell him about this.
Oh, God.
I showed him the photo of him passed out.
This is you with your penis out. And you're high. You're high as hell with your dick out.
But did they just fall us?
I'm your mother. This is a photo of you with your penis out. And you're high.
At the young age of...
It was just passed out, on the couch, and it was just his butt. Not
that's fair.
When I try to find the truth, I'd never find it.
Kara, can I ask you something?
Why is it that I can't find it?
Since we being so open, Kara.
I hung up on her. Call back, Kara. Call back.
No, it's fine. Don't call back. We need to take a break.
Don't take
that break. I was just wondering what that first experience was like. She shared with her daughter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. About the cramps?
This is why I'm so frustrated. Because no questions were answered.
Right.
I didn't get any question that I wanted. Because I wanted.
It actually made it worse for you, right?
I want to know the details. Oh shit! I panicked about them eating the THC, and then I wanted to, did the kids start saying Mom, I feel weird? They just fell asleep on the couch. Nothing.
They start,
because if they didn't even mention it, I mean, that's weird, right?
No, she told him and showed him the photo.
that was later on, though. They didn't
Did
mention
they have
it?
like the actual effects? Did they get hella hungry? Did she start like writing rap songs?
No, he just-
Did
he
they
said
start
he just
saying
passed
that
out with
crazy
his butt
stuff when
out
they
on there.
high like mom?
And maybe at 5, but at like 8 or 10.
She said he was watching cartoons and passed out on the couch. He's watching SpongeBob and fell asleep with his pants off.
But
that's
that's
actually
why
what
he
I
had-
do. Like when I was high and living alone before I got married, like I would watch cartoons and fall asleep with my pants off.
So-
like
well,
high,
the pants part.
So well, you just like like you're going to take a shower and you forget.
Did the kid just think they were tired?
Probably,
I guess
yeah.
at 5.
Yeah.
But if at 10, like
Yeah.
they would
You know, like when little
mention
kids-
something like, "Hey, I feel weird," right? Or-
Maybe. I don't think you would. Are you observant enough as a young Tom Van, as a non-observant
You took
as
a
you
bunch
are?
of THC,
but would
yeah.
you say it?
I would think I was poisoned in some way. Like
I don't think so. I think you just be, I'm tired, and just lay
Right.
and just go to
Yeah,
sleep.
yeah. You wouldn't know.
How many kids are just sitting at dinner and they're tired, and they'll literally just put their face out on the mac and
But,
cheese.
you get a different tired feeling than if like you took a lot
Tom,
of
do you
THC.
know how much?
You don't? You feel the same? You
I
don't
get-
feel it?
I mean, like, I just think for somebody who doesn't notice or feel anything, for you to say that at the age of 10 you would have been dialed in with your
Yeah.
feelings enough to know that something other than
what is
sleep
this?
was altering how you feel, I don't believe that.
Mother, what is this strange feeling
Yeah.
over me?
I feel like I'm
feels
levitating,
tetrahedral.
Mommy. Like-
Mother, what is this? Like, come on, bro. You know your mom probably used to put that whiskey in your gums too, and that never did. You don't remember nothing like that.
think my mom
homeboy.
did do that for me.
Yeah, man. Come on. Our parents used to put all kind of poison in.
I don't
this
think you
homeboy.
can feel it. I think you would
Yeah,
just be like,
man.
oh, I'm getting sleepy.
I mean, weed ain't the only poison, and I don't even think that's poison, honestly. It's just a plant. You know what I'm saying? Like all them other things they putting in you, like Risperdal and Klonopin and all that
Right.
other, and whatever the stuff is you do for the young folks. Come on, man. Like
can
this is healthy.
Let me ask you this. Can your sons actively feel when they drink a soda?
Oh
No.
You're like,
But that's
Yeah,
poison.
you know, like,
it's like 5 or 20 milligrams of sugar.
Yeah.
Is different than
Like-
20 milligrams of THC.
Like-
You're gonna feel it. You're gonna be like,
no,
whoa.
but caffeine, like Maisie drinks like a full 20-ounce, like what is that, a 16-ounce Pepsi, Diet
Yeah.
Pepsi? I mean, that's a lot of
That's
caffeine for a
that's
child.
A lot of ingredients.
She never comes to me and says, like, I feel nuts,
Well, of course, the caffeine's gonna the THC is what like 100 times.
But what we're
potent.
talking about, we're not talking about potency. We're talking about feelings.
Ah,
And what you can feel. So you're trying to attach feelings to potency, and I'm just saying that based on you giving us proof of you not noticing or feeling things, I don't think that a young Tom Van would be like, I'm high.
I don't know.
I don't think any kid
Well, they
would.
wouldn't say a high, but they would be. I feel weird.
feel
like you would
weird.
tell
I
your
don't-
parents.
I
You
don't
wouldn't
think so.
You wouldn't think you feel weird.
No,
I would have
I don't
felt
think you would.
very naked because I still
Have you ever
can't forget
taken
that
an
part.
edible? You
Why?
feel
I
weird.
take them all the
Yo,
time.
how come none of y'all asked how come there wasn't no pants on the child? Like that just floated
Well,
over
'cause it
y'all like that
feels
was
better
nothing
when you're
like,
high
like
to
that was
take your
just
pants
normal
off.
to y'all. Just-
White kids don't wear pants.
He passed out on the couch and the unnormal part is that he is just like, where's his pants?
What?
Like put the pants on the bull.
Trashy white kids.
And why did you take a picture of them? Why are moms always taking pictures of their sons without the pants on and showing them to them when they older as if we didn't know we had that thing when we was that young? We trying to forget about all that, man. Tighten up, mom.
That's definitely a white thing. For
God,
sure.
leave Kara.
Let's take a
I
break.
mean, you know.
Yeah.
And when we come back, I think I figured out something that is stupid, but we all thought was happening, and I'm like, there's no way this is happening anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It has to do with the NFL losing team Super Bowl shirts.
Oh,
Because
in my country.
I saw him. Yeah. I mean, I think that's bullshit. I don't think that happens at all anymore.
We'll dip
truth.
into it in a second. The name of the band is Little Image. The name of the song.
If you're looking for a mortgage or really just anything that has to do with house mortgage, contact StreamlineFlorida.com. Brian Zymel can help you. His cell phone number is on the website under the T&D logo. Just click on that. You could text Brian. You can call him at any time, and he can help you out. We got a listener who just used Brian Zymel.
Yeah, this is an email. It says, good morning, guys. Long time Tampa Clearwater BDM. My wife and I started to throw around the idea of moving last year, and I told her that I have someone in mind for the mortgage. She was skeptical at first, knowing it was someone advertising on a podcast. She is not a BDM, but a fan. Brian was so professional and quick to respond to any initial questions my wife had. She was on board immediately. We worked with Donna for 99% of the process after that, and we closed on our new house, and I will be closing on our new house tomorrow. Donna is an absolute rock star, by the way, so positive and sweet, and every single time she's on the phone, she knows her stuff. I would absolutely recommend Streamline to anyone anyone out there needing help with a mortgage. Take care, fellas, and keep up the good work. Well, we didn't do anything. Streamline did.
Yeah.
You can thank us for getting the message out, but Brian he wants to do a great job for you. He did a great job for hundreds of our listeners, and he's going to do it again.
Go on the BDM page and ask. A lot of our listeners have used Streamline, and Daniel's right. It's been hundreds and hundreds. Me and Brian were talking about that, how many things, but it's a lot.
It's a lot.
And there's a reason for it, is because he's so good. It's streamlineflorida.com.
It's like some shoegaze, darker shoegaze. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. Vince Taylor's here. The real Vince Taylor on Instagram.
Yeah, man.
The new Blurred Order podcast.
That's right.
Where any podcasts are heard. Vince and how many other people are
Bro,
on?
it's like 9 of us. We like Wu-Tang, bro. Deep, you know what I'm saying?
How many other black people are on your show? It almost went there. How many others are there?
in total? Here.
Well, I see you on Instagram, and there's a lot of little windows.
How many windows we got there?
That's the real thing. But shout out to my hood, Orchid Estates out there, APK. What's happening? You know what I'm saying? Kelly Park, we outside. Let's do it.
All right.
Tom just said that. You just said that, right?
Yeah. How is Orchid Estates? I feel like some people that might end up there thought that they were going someplace that.
It's hood.
First question. Where are the orchids?
There's a lot of old grannies, old white grannies that were disappointed.
Look, don't sleep
Orchid
on Orchid
Estates.
Estates. Orchid Estates is hood, bro. We got a dude that busts his gun like every Monday and Tuesday. He's like a whole gun ranch. I don't know. It's like a shooting ranch or something in his backyard.
Shooting ranch.
Like we're in the suburbs. We're like in the suburbs. There's a park at the front of our suburbs. We got like Christmas lights and trees. We got like swings. But every Monday is pop, 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 boom. And I ain't talking about like little pedal guns like in Harlem Nights. I'm talking about like guns that probably could hit another continent, like cannons from Caribbean, from Pirates of the Caribbean. Like there's a lot of noise. I literally have to cut up my music all the way just to not hear it.
You know what's weird now is that there's a whole group of people, normally white people, but I see it in the hood now too. I'm seeing like all people they carry long guns, and then they're like, no, I'm just carrying this to keep everyone else safe. They'll just stand. They'll stand in the front of they'll be standing in the front of a movie theater like, no, I'm keeping you safe.
Wow.
All different color. Everybody's out there just standing with their guns.
The Guardian
And you know what?
Angels?
I will tell you, it makes me feel pretty safe.
I don't know, bro. If I went to the West Oaks Mall,
I'm like, the craziest person here is you, and you have a gun. You understand?
yeah, bro. If I went to see my daughter play a soccer game and the Punisher is sitting outside to protect me,
weird.
I'm cool on that, homeboy. Nah, I'm cool.
It's weird.
Unless he had an English accent.
You look mad. What are you mad about?
No. I saw and this is maybe people have already realized this, and I'm late to the game, but so after every Super Bowl, they obviously have to pre-print both team shirts because they don't know who's going to win. There's not enough time to print them during halftime.
You know what? Sorry, but I call bullshit on that. I know printing people. We know Enemy Inc. We know people that can print and sublimate. I think if they wanted to, they could have a printing facility ready to go, and they could just crank out just a solid 1,000 in an hour.
Bullshit.
Easy. They could do it.
These teams are billion-dollar. They're like, who cares? Print thousands of shirts or whatever.
Yeah, man,
and so that's always been the thing. And then so there's one team shirt that proclaims them as champions that the joke was forever that ends up in some village somewhere
Zimbabwe.
in Africa or South America that and then people are wearing the
the Chiefs three-peat.
The Chiefs three-peat. And this is why
that
this came
was the
up.
one. That's why it was in the news. And then they always use that tired-ass meme, and the picture is of the most adorable little boys you've ever seen, right? Don't those boys look so cute? I just want to hug their faces.
So I have a theory that that may have started, and then I started looking up up a little bit about the history of this, and the NFL partnered with some charity, and the charity's like, oh, well, didn't hit the shirts, and apparently they did actually do this.
Do they give you any numbers on how many they print? Because
No.
if you're only doing it for the stadium, which is really all you need,
Well, it's not even the stadium. They just do it for
Just
the
for the
teams.
yeah, I'm
Well,
about to say.
then that's what I'm saying.
So
Like,
they probably print like
200.
500 maybe extras
Is
for
it that many people in the locker room?
No, but they got
you got to get the ball boys.
Oh, the ball.
and they
Yeah.
probably give the shirts to the organization itself,
trainers,
like
yeah.
the train goes all the way
Brittany
down.
Mahomes.
Brittany,
he needs a shirt.
The office staff,
Caitlin,
Legend,
You know,
Golden.
So, but even if they
Train-
do,
Travis Kelce's bird.
so let's say it's 500 shirts, okay, at the most. It's probably not more than that or whatever. So I looked this up, and they used to kind of do this until someone got a hold of like some Cincinnati Bengals shirt that was the champions. Maybe in the last time Cincinnati played the Chiefs or whatever and lost, and then tried to put it on eBay for $10,000. And the NFL, for whatever reason, doesn't want these shirts out there.
I wonder if that guy made the money that one time, though.
It didn't say it got sold. NFL may have
It's
put a
not one
cease
of
and
those.
desist.
See, I hate that. If I got it and
Yeah.
it's mine and I
don't think
own
anybody's
it,
paying that much money.
you
for it.
can't tell me I can't sell it.
Yeah.
I hate that.
So,
How can they do that?
Because
so
they own the copyright.
But it's mine. The shirt.
I know,
Yeah.
but I think what Tom's saying is, I think they can step in at the 11th hour.
and maybe they didn't.
what Morgan
They
wanted.
just that came to their attention because it became.
I'm
the
arguing
news
an
or whatever.
assumption. I'm just telling you.
And so now, and then I was thinking, I was like, wait a minute, like I have heard like, and this is the big criticism with like Tom shoes and stuff, and like that, like impoverished nations don't necessarily need T-shirts. They need clean water and medicine. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
And it's like, and there's there because we make so many
Filtration
garments
system.
and stuff, and there's so much T-shirts out there that people donate. I mean, we're lousy with donated T-shirts. Like they can't give them away. There's fucking a million of them. So no one needs it because we've overproduced so many
Right.
that it's not like there are people like, all we need is T-shirts. Like they have 1,000 other problems. T-shirts are the last one.
Yeah. But it stays on paper because, Tracy in our Twitch chat room was like, well, they're still, according to this, X amount of websites, they're still doing it. And like, yeah, of course they're telling you they still do
Yes,
it.
and me and Daniel were talking about this
We
morning.
still just right
they
here,
incinerate them.
Yeah,
they
I think
fucking
they do.
incinerate
I think
them.
they incinerate
They don't
them.
donate them because think about it. If they did, like everybody has the internet now for the most part. Like even if it's a village far enough that no one has a cell phone and connect to the internet, there's some next door that has, someone has the ability to connect to the internet. And if these shirts were valuable, which they are, because what made me think about this, and I was like, okay, the Chiefs three-peat shirt that they printed. That's how many Chiefs fans would love that shirt? They'd pay $100
Well,
a shirt
I mean,
for it.
But it's not true.
Our buddy Ryan in the
they
chat
love
room.
that.
Well, no, like I'm my horrible team. I mean, I would have the most infamous Super Bowl T-shirt of all time in Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
What
Everybody
like
would-
the old Patriots comeback shirt
Sport-
would. I would, and
Fans would love buying
I
those.
mean it when I say this. And if you are a Falcons fan in the chat room and you get mad at me for saying this, that's okay. I would buy one.
But just for the novelty.
I would buy the shirt.
It is a novelty.
I would buy it.
But it's so fake, bro. Like you're gonna really.
Well, I'm not
mislead.
buying it because I think it's real. I'm buying it. I'm not UCF. I don't think it's a real championship. I'm buying it because
It's the shirt they
hurts
printed.
so
But
bad, and it's a real printed shirt, and I'm just going to tuck it away for posterity.
But does it hurt? It doesn't
No,
hurt. You're lying
it
to
hurts.
yourself.
No,
when
it
you put
hurts.
it on, you're
I'm not gonna
making
wear
yourself
it.
feel
But
like
it's just
there
like-
was a chance,
I'm not
and
going to
there
wear
wasn't
it.
more chance.
I'm not going to wear it.
But
Nah, bro.
if it's more like a joke shirt that people, it's an interesting talking piece. People would see that the
Yeah.
champions and be like, "Wait a minute!" And they're like, "Yeah, I got this
Yeah.
from the shirts that they printed." And people are like,
sorta-
"Oh shit, this is cool."
I sort of changed my tune. I was mad at Bill Belichick's girlfriend for wearing that shirt she had in Atlanta. Like one of the, I think it was a novelty one. I don't think it was a real one, but she wore it. And what made me mad about her wearing it is she's not old enough to wear that. You were 16. No, I'm not kidding. This is my opinion. You were
Those
16
fans are
years.
fans,
You were
man.
15 or 16 years old when that happened. I know for a fact you didn't fucking watch football.
Man, you cannot.
You're out, lady.
Nah,
no,
bro,
you don't get to
cannot
wear that. Somebody
cock-block
should have
people for wearing
ripped it off
shirts.
her back and beat her to
Nah,
death with
man,
it.
Use a wild boy. My question is, does this only apply to sports? Like, can I have, Kamala 2024? You know what I'm saying? Like, can I
If they
have?
printed the
Yeah.
shirt,
You know, like,
if they had that.
Can I have a
If they
we
had
lost
that-
the war type thing? Like, I mean, where does it end? Does it,
you mean like you're
like
I bought these Confederate statues.
Yeah, I mean, well, that is a thing. There's something that happens.
That's what you're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah, they will sell.
They don't sell.
You want to be rich?
I can take it to a place right now.
So
with him.
this
immediately.
So this all led me to
say
this
that.
assumption, right? And this is why I'm mad at it, because like I went down the line of thought of like, all right, they can't actually. First, no one wants donated shirts. There's no need for it, and second, there's no way to donate them deep enough where they wouldn't get out on the internet. Somehow.
I like a deep donation.
You know, you know what I'm saying? Like, where like someone wouldn't realize they're worth something.
Oh,
and
they're
just sell
being
'em.
tracked. I would imagine that the people that incinerate them are probably asked to stash a couple aside, and they don't.
I think
You know what I mean? Like everything is compromised these days. I think. Personally, I think that. So the guy that takes them and puts them in the incinerator, whoever's in charge of that, there's a potential to get those shirts, and he's got it on lock. He won't do it, but he won't do it.
There's no loss prevention in that department.
But it's still, but they're still being perpetuated that they donate them, which
I don't think they do.
is for sure. I don't think true anymore.
I don't
But why not sell them for charity or something? Because all that team could sell those shirts to the highest bidder, and their fan base would buy the shit out of them.
And I figured
You
this
could raise-
out.
You
I
could
figured
raise
this out too because
tens of thousands of dollars.
Something as a real and I'm giving you another compliment. It's like a real sports fan. Like I know you're not going to budge on this. You'd have to differentiate on the shirt, right? Because it's fake. Like Vince has been saying, it's not real.
Right.
Why would you buy something? So you do something to it. You put a special tag on it. Are you just stencil loser of the front of it? But it still would sell. It would still sell for charity. 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
I would buy one.
Or for their own
I
profit.
would buy one because I was not a part of that Super Bowl, and I love my Falcons so much I would buy one. Matt Ryan, just to celebrate Matt a little bit, I'd buy one right now.
I don't like it.
I like it. You don't like
See,
it.
that feeling.
We don't
is-
have any counterparts on the show.
Okay.
Counterpoints
I don't
on the
like
show.
it.
It's nice to have somebody not
Vince,
like our ideas.
It's interesting because that feeling must be the thing that I can't understand why people don't do it. Because the fact that you don't like it tells me because I was sitting here confused of why did they perpetuate this lie that they donated to some village in Africa? Obviously they don't do it anymore because there's no
Well,
they
Christine
don't want
brings up a good point too. She's like, let me see what you think about this. She's like, it's a tax break for them, right? Any donations that they do that seemingly have now fallen to the wayside, do they get some help?
Christina, you don't buy tax breaks. You said he wanted to sell the
tax
shirts.
break. Christina, come
What
on.
are you talking about, man?
No, she says
they have the
I'll read
best-
You
exactly
selling the
what-
shirts, bro. You
Hold on.
can't sell bootlegging shirts and call it a charitable contribution.
Before you already know she's wrong, let me read the entire thing she said. Tom doesn't seem to understand that the act of donating isn't for the donee. It's for
Thank
the
you.
donor to make money back in the form of tax breaks. When you're not paying taxes on the production of the product, you just
Exactly.
shrug and claim it as a loss and make back more money.
But I understand that's how tax. They have $1 million accountants on every one of these teams. They already claim the maximum tax amount deductible. It doesn't matter what 100 T-shirts. They don't
She's
need
just
that
giving you
shit.
an answer, man.
They're already doing so much charity. They already can do. They do the max. Like the 100 or the 500 T-shirts that they're printing. It's not going to matter what their fucking taxes. These teams are worth $5 billion. They don't care about 500 T-shirts.
My thing is enough sending the goddamn shirts to Africa. We got enough shirts. Like, can you send it to another? Can we get them to Australia? Put them on some animals. I want to
No one
see
needs
some
shirts.
Bill shirts on a dingo.
So
I
no one
want to
needs
see kangaroos running around with 3-piece shirts on.
And we're not going to go in circles anymore, but her counterpoint to that would be, I like how Tom argues when I literally go through this with my company as well. We make billions in profit, and yet we still seek breaks. Come on, man.
But
So she's saying that no matter how much you're saving, you're still going to continue seeking breaks. You don't
there's
just
a max
decide,
amount.
but you don't just decide to not to seek the breaks.
Yeah, but
even if you've hit the max amount.
Well, then it would be pointless. So, like you're doing it for tax breaks. Like you've already claimed the maximum amount. You're tax breaks. 500 shirts or 4. It could be 100. Who knows? Like
I don't think it's a lot.
It's
I
just
don't
a
think it's a lot
small,
of shirts.
minuscule thing.
So are you trying to sell the bulk of the shirts? Or are you selling them individually?
I think you'd have to sell them individually.
Yeah,
So,
just
like,
online to the fans.
So
the fans would
each
buy them.
fan is buying a shirt that says that they team won when it lost. And meanwhile, there's legitimate shirts out there that show that the Eagles won. And how bad they gonna get when they see these stupid ass shirts when they walking through the mall with somebody wearing them and they misrepresenting what actually happened?
The loser shirts would sell more than the winner shirts.
Yes, because it's a novelty. That's what I'm saying. People want the novelty.
Man, nah, bro.
They do want the novelty.
Everything's upside down these days. People want it.
Because they know it's not true.
We got ladies online selling their panty air.
What?
You know what I mean? Like, we got women online that are selling their. It's not even their panties. It's just like the air that was in my panties.
Is that a charitable contribution?
That's a real thing. You can write that off.
The coach hair. All right, that's nasty. But yeah, I don't like the idea, Tom. I don't dig it. I don't think it works.
And that's the feeling I'm looking for. The fact that you don't like it, that tells me that's why people wouldn't like it, and they'd be like put off by it. So the whole team's like, let's keep up the ruse that we give them to a village in Africa and then burn them. Because that's what they're doing. That's I would bet money right now that they're just destroying those shirts. They're not donating them, because they would end up in the internet, and one did, and after that one did, I think the NFL's like, no more.
I want that though. Don't destroy them. If you're gonna make them, don't sell them. Just give them away. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Well, they can sell them though.
Well, why sell them
for charity?
Here we go again.
Sorry, I'm in the mood today that people don't like.
Why are you in a mood? Want to talk about it?
Yeah.
No. I'm just in there. I can't take the
Adderall.
No, when someone's like, "This is the reason why," and I'm like, "No, it's not." I can't go. I can't just let it go. Which I should.
You got something on your mind.
But I do think it would be cool to get you a 3-piece shirt. I mean,
I don't want it.
No, you gotta get
if
it,
the
bro.
Dolphins lost the Super Bowl, I would want their fake championship shirt.
I'm finna find it. I'm finna get it for you, and I'm gonna have it next time I pull up.
I can make one. That's the thing too. It's easy to make anything.
Why don't you sell them for charitable contributions? Then shoot, let's do it.
I don't want the one I make. I want the one they printed. You see what I'm saying? Because that's why it's valuable.
Here we go again.
Anyway, all right, I'll be done. So I brought the orb to my son's mud walk tomorrow. That's why we're doing this shirt.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because
I'm glad Vince knows about the mud walk.
I'm so geeked about this.
It's cold as shit tomorrow morning. And then
colder than today, right? Like a little bit colder.
Well, I say cold as shit. If for Florida, it's cold.
Yeah,
it'll be like probably the 50s. I don't know. I think we do it in the morning, and the high is only 65 tomorrow. So it'll be like 55, which is like, if 55 degrees in Florida, like you're not like,
That's
hey, let's go walk in the water and mud.
You don't do any of that.
But I do like it because I feel like it's going to make us all tougher because it's going to be harder.
How many kids?
I don't know. I think it's the whole 5th grade.
Don't look at me. I'm not going.
Did you do this? Did you do the mud?
I did when I moved down here from St. Louis, like I think in the 5th grade. So it was one of the first things I did, and it was so foreign to me because I couldn't swim at the time. And they talk about wear 2 layers of sweats so that you can walk through some mud. Now, at the time, I didn't know what the heck to expect, but man, it's like walking through a pet cemetery. You're walking on dead snakes and alligators. You don't know what it is underneath this mud, and they just say keep walking, keep walking. Some of it's slippery, some of it's thicker, and you were this young dude trying to get through this Indiana Jones maze, and there's nobody there to like walk you through with the hand. You just got to make. I mean, I don't know how it is now, but back then they just say walk on through.
That was before a parent chaperone. Now there's plenty of. There's a chaperone every 10 feet.
Not that with me. It was literally Atari's Pitfall for me, bro. Like you was just go through, hope that you don't get snapped in half by something that's underneath the mud, bro. It was crazy.
Are you learning like about Florida, like agriculture?
Yeah,
but you ain't paying attention. You 5th grade, man.
Yeah, you just want to get in the mud, right?
Man,
you just want to walk around in there.
Crystal, I guess there's a dry day. Crystal's on now. That she's literally on. Like they do a dry day and a wet day.
With my wife, I'll tell you that.
Now, and then I see lots of BDMs talk about like I did this in the 80s and I did this in like so I think it goes far back as like late 70s they started doing this.
It's one of those things that like I was like, well, this sounds kind of cool, but Volusia County, we did not do it. Born and raised, and I've heard of it. I've heard tons of people talk about the mud walk.
Yeah,
it's weird they did it in Seminole County and then Orange County. You heard, but not Volusia.
Volusia is more redneck than Orange.
I know.
I'm like kind of pissed off. Like we're the mud walkers.
And then the schools pick and choose,
Yeah.
like because Crystal did
I
some
look
version
like,
of
look at my
this.
beard. I look like a mud walker.
Yeah, you definitely look like you live at Bike Week.
Yeah, man.
But the thing is, like, in Volusia County, did y'all ever take field trips?
Yeah, we did. We went.
Did y'all
to,
cross St. John's when you
we
did?
had good ones. Yeah, we had great field trips. Yeah. I know you're throwing shade, but we would go to D.C.
D.C.
We went to Washington D.C. overnight.
the state? I mean, the District of Columbia?
Yeah.
How?
We visited the nation's capital. We went to the White House.
Nah, man. You mean like you mean Madame Tussauds?
No, we went. We drove
the Wax
from-
Museum.
We took buses.
What?
Yeah.
No, hold on. Oh, so this is a bougie field trip where you
it
had to
wasn't
pay.
though. I mean, you did have to pay, but like
Everybody in the class didn't
It
go.
was
Select
DeLand
few.
Middle. DeLand Middle School. We went to Washington D.C.
Wow.
It was cool.
Nah, we didn't do that.
We didn't do
bro.
mud walk though. We did. Andrea said this last time she was in here. We did this thing called the Pioneer Art Settlement, which I guess is the closest we had to the mud walk, and it was like a bunch of older men and women that had constructed like a village of settlers, and you would go into the settlers' village, and then there'd be like a woman that would teach you like the loom, and then there'd be like an old man that would teach you how to like churn butter, and then there'd be like a farmer, like different, traditional
educational
Florida agriculture.
And I know it's all educational, and I'll learn more tomorrow when I go on it because I'm sure it's like learning about Florida, old Florida, and like nature and stuff.
Sounds
but
cool.
but then there's an element of like, hey, we're gonna walk through because you could have picked a trail without mud, right? So my question is, like, did the original place just happen to have mud? And then they were like, well, we'll walk through it. And then it became that. Did they intend? Like,
Yeah.
We could sell this.
did they build the field trip around the fact that they're going to be walking through waist deep mud? Because it's not ankle deep. It's like these kids are. My sister did it like a couple of years ago, and she sent me pictures, and she's like, it's like the kids are up to their waist, and sometimes their stomach in mud, like deep as
Neck.
fuck.
Yeah.
And so, was that the original intention, or did it evolve into like they realized like, oh, all the kids enjoyed the mud part, so let's just focus everything around the mud.
Okay, so you could
We
make
can
a
start
case.
with a trail.
You could make a case that they started with a trail, right, and then they did it like, let's say they did it a couple years, and it was okay, but it wasn't that great.
Yeah, but
and then let's say the third time there was some mud, and then the kids like all they could talk about was the mud.
yes, yeah.
And then, right? Yeah,
That's all I want to figure out.
And then so like the next time they did it, let's say the fifth time, the janitor was like, "I'm going to go up there and I'm going to wet the path because they like the mud."
Yeah.
Right, and then it became like we got to have the mud.
And
That's such a light way of thinking about it.
Okay, all right.
I feel like there's. I mean, Dan, you ain't walked in it, bro. Like,
No, I'm not a mudman. Yeah,
if you
I
seen the end scene of Poltergeist, where all those dead bodies in the pool, that's what it feels like you're walking on.
Yeah.
his deep ass mud.
I can't help but assume there may be a dead body or two.
Yeah.
In the mud walk.
So it's an orange or Seminole County kid test, or what is it?
Well, I think that somebody put maybe a body in there and had to walk over to make sure couldn't nobody feel it. Was like, you know what? I can't feel it, but we might could market this thing. You know what I'm saying?
And do they go and somehow till the area to make a deeper and more mud before the kids? Because I've been in a lot of nature.
Shallow.
So you thinking like an outdoor pool?
Like on my birthday, we went over to Huntoon Island,
Yeah.
right? And then we walked through flooded trails.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
mud,
We
right?
did like a mud walk.
But it never got to our waist.
Oh, it never got higher than about 3 inches of mud.
Because
It got slippery, but that's it.
Like and then I know this from like mud buggy, like mud. You've seen like Muddy Garage,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
you've seen that
rednecks.
stuff. From
They
afar,
love
right?
going through mud.
Yeah, of course. I'm so familiar.
A lot of those
It's his favorite.
a lot of those mud pits they kind of artificially make deep and make
Okay.
because
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
natural
They dredge them out.
natural like just mud puddle holes are not going to be as thick and
Well, take America dredges.
yeah
right down
to
here. I
make
mean-
it bigger and more muddy.
Yeah, they go through there and they drag something through it and they dig it out.
So they have to do that for this mud walk,
I
right?
don't
Is there
know.
there's some employees that go out there, like, or like
There's
the
got to be some
county.
preparation.
Listen, all I know is that you setting yourself up for a really good investigative journalist report for tomorrow. I want all the notes.
That guy, oh my God, that guy's going to be standing there like, welcome to the mud walk, and you're going to be asking him all these dumb questions.
So is there like a dead body? Like who did the first mud walk?
Do you drink this thing before the kids get in there?
By the way,
like, dude, it's for kids. Shut up.
And our listeners may think this. My wife hates that I question everything like this, and she's like, quit doing this. And she's like, it's so irritating. No one gives a fuck. Why are you questioning everything? And I'm like, you're not curious about how this started, or like, do they make it more muddy than it is?
It's in doses, right? It's like question 85% of stuff.
No,
you know what I mean? Like,
just take it,
give it an 85, and then but
no one else is curious.
No, everybody is, but some people they have an on-off switch. They stop. Occasionally, they get to a point where they're just like, it's okay if I don't know what's happening.
Damn all that time. I want to know every goddamn. Look, you better ask every damn question. I want to hear all of it. You're like the white Neil deGrasse Tyson. I want to hear each and every last.
Let's how I describe myself.
Bring it on in. That's how I can tell you. You look just like a white Neil deGrasse Tyson. Like, I don't know why. That's what people say all the time. That's what people always say. I heard you on the radio with the dude that looks like a white Neil deGrasse Tyson. I heard you with that dude. It's like, yeah, that's him. That's Tom.
Although every time I try to speak in tiny quotes that the media can use, I got nothing.
Well, get it right.
I'm like, wait till you hear this, and they're like, oh, got nothing.
Yo, let me ask you. Hold on, real quick.
He's more of a Mike deGrasse Tyson. It's a different intelligence level there.
I'll fight for money. Have some questionable.
Fifth grade mud walk.
I'll bite the fucking kids' ears out.
When was there the first mud walk?
You guys have to dread out this fucking hole here.
If I'm losing, I will bite you.
Tommy, are you going in the mud?
Of course he is.
That's what I signed up for.
What are you wearing in the mud?
Okay, I'm glad because Tracy and my sister told me, you got to duct tape your shoes.
Tracy, I haven't even read all. Tracy's just being so mean to you in the chat room. I haven't even said one thing. I'm not going to do that because you are. I think you're a little in your
She knows
field.
I'm not listening when she tells me advice.
Yeah, I think you are very. I think he is very excited for tomorrow, and I can feel it, and I can feel the energy. And I'm not gonna tell you the stuff she said. She's being rude.
I'm just doing
Come on,
it.
Tracy.
So Tommy has a memory of like, oh, my dad went on the mud walk. So when I die, he can say like, oh, he did this with me. He must have cared.
Like he'll stand up there. Like you were at the wake for my father when I stood up in front of the church congregation.
Oh. Yeah.
And I delivered a wake for my dad, and I did tell good stories. So am I correct? I'm not making jokes right here. I just want to preface.
Yeah.
So you would be okay if Tommy got up there at whatever point and said, one of the things I remember most is my dad was always doing whatever for me. And you know what? I'd like to point out that mud walk meant a lot to me.
Hell yeah.
And you know what? And he never got to ask him if they dredged out the bottom of that.
Yeah. I wish he had
no one ever knew.
Yeah, no one ever knows.
It drove him crazy. One day he killed himself.
He died. He blew his brains out. He blew his brains out not knowing.
He couldn't understand why no one else is curious about these things, and he took it upon himself to end his thinking. And he's like, what's the fastest way to end my brain thinking these things?
Like, what was the last thing he said? He put a bullet in his head, and he said, stay curious. He blew his head off.
But he said
question everything.
He said it like Neil deGrasse Tyson.
He had his shirt on. He teased his hair out.
He tried to think of a super poignant quote, and then he couldn't think of it. He blew his head.
On his tombstone is a question mark.
Anyway,
oh, my God. So you're excited, though. I know you're excited about it, and you're going to be with your son's class. I've learned all of that.
Oh, man, I still want the wardrobe. What are we wearing? You didn't give us
hey, okay.
I'm not going to tape my shoes. I'm going to wear whatever.
Don't wear your little Dukes. Can you wear some goddamn regular long? Wear some long ones.
The Dukes, so they can ride all up into the...
he wears the little ones where you can see everything.
See,
appropriate for the kids.
Okay, what I notice is every other parents are wearing like 5 pairs of sweatpants and taping up their shoes. I need
pair of sweatpants. What are you, a strip club? I'll never wear 5 pairs
It's like going into an airlock.
It's very important to me that I show everybody there that I'm not afraid of the mud.
Crazy Dukes and headbands.
Tom, come already mudded.
That's the
best way to show people you're not afraid of mud.
Oh, yeah, I was already there this morning.
Yeah, pre-mud. I've already been out there.
Third mud walk today.
Yeah, you're right. That's
And
good.
they come out.
Yeah, I come already pre-muddy.
They come out, and then you're standing there, and you're like,
Yeah.
what took you so long?
I get on the bus, muddy feet.
Yeah.
You guys are amateurs.
Yeah. There's like, I was already in the mud
Yeah,
this
like you-
morning.
like you live out there.
Mud man.
Yeah, I do
First
more.
time.
I do more at 3 a.m. than you do all day.
Yeah, what is this, your first mud walk today, pussy?
Yeah. The whole chat room loves pre-mud.
Pre-mud is
That
it.
might be the best
Like,
idea.
I'm not duct taping my shoes.
No.
I'm not wearing.
No.
I don't even
Don't
want to wear
wear
pants.
shoes. Don't wear
Whitey
shoes.
tighties.
No.
How about black?
They
How about black?
They
briefs?
make me wear pants, though. It said in the pamphlet.
Oh, man.
The pamphlet says you have to wear pants, you have to wear shoes. So
Okay.
that's I don't So I don't want to go get because I don't want to do anything that's
I want
embarrassing,
Walt
Tommy.
Whitman, bro.
Or the kid. I don't want the teachers being like, "What the
Tank
hell
top.
are you doing?"
Tank top?
Heisenberg.
Tank top.
Well, it's gonna be cold.
Muscle shirt.
I don't really like the cold.
Okay,
See what I'm saying? I'm not
t-shirt,
really tough.
t-shirt,
I just want to
t-shirt.
pretend.
And then your January
Boxers.
6th hat.
J6 all day.
Yeah, your J6
F your
horn
feelings.
hat.
F your feelings all
Yeah.
day.
Well,
And your MAGA socks all day, bro. With a shirt that says "I love my
Yeah.
church."
You can get away with the MAGA socks too. They won't see them. They won't see them. They're in the mud. It's like low key.
Right.
it just
Show up with it, and I want you jittery like I want your jaw moving when you go. Y'all
What
ready
if-
for this walk, bro? Man? I want you to sprint through it, bro.
What if you
I want you
showed
to
up-
cannonball into the mud walk.
What if you're dressed as Trump? They show up.
I wear a suit, full
Yeah,
suit.
full suit, baggy suit.
with the blue suit. With
A big baggy suit. And a beautiful mud. Look at this
I
mud.
wear loafers.
And then you do the thing. You're like, this mud is both cold
I have
and
the best
hot.
mud walks.
It's both hot and cold. Some say it's hot, some say it's cold. They'll never know.
Castleberry has the best mud.
Castleberry's gonna pay for
Who
the
made
wall.
this mud?
Putting tariffs
They're
on this
eating
mud walk.
the mud.
They're eating the mud. the
I
cats
look around,
and
I'm like,
dogs.
I know who likes this. I know who doesn't.
This mud walk is sponsored by Elon Musk.
You could feel it out a little bit. All right.
Okay.
I think it's good.
All right.
I'm excited for
I'm
you. Though. I
looking
think
for
it's
the
going to be
clips
fun.
on X right
Let's
now.
take a break. When we come back, we are going to talk some nerd stuff.
Yes.
'Cause Vince is here.
We're going to finish everything out with some nerd stuff with Vince, and then we got some dumb stuff to talk, and some other little dumb stuff to talk about after that.
Yeah.
Let me get my song here. All right, the name.
I want to talk about Canadian super pigs.
Do you know about the Canadian Super Pigs?
Are we talking about the hockey team?
No. No. There are Canadian Super Pigs now.
Oh.
I used to call them Slam Hogs, but no, there are Canadian Super Pigs now.
I
We're
missed
going to
that.
talk a little bit about those. The name of the band is Housewife. The name of the song is Work Song. It's a good little band. We'll be back with more on Mediocre Time momentarily.
Glasses when I travel, can't even see the street signs. All the talk about you for an hour.
Fairville Megastore is constantly putting on really cool, unique parties, and you should just follow them on social media.
Free
because-
education.
Yeah, yeah.
Normally free hors d'oeuvres, free drinks. You get to meet people. They'll give tons of giveaways, free products to try, things
Yeah.
to test. Just a really good upscale, fun time, no pressure, and
And there
easy.
are lots of locations around Central Florida. Location on OBT and Sanford, Palatka, location over on the coast, location in Secrets Hideaway in Kissimmee, a location over an International Drive.
Yes, sir.
And they're popping up everywhere. And
There was one in Key West, but the gays burned it down.
no, it's just
That's not true.
hard to find employee housing down there. Every house is
I don't know why I would say
$8
that.
million.
I just like
Why'd
the
you bring
idea-
that up?
They were like attacking it, like tearing it to the ground.
It's what's cool about Fairville is their staff is really good and knowledgeable. And
Well, there's no shame, and
Yeah.
for a lot of people, you might have a question about some sort. Let's say let's say you're a gentleman, and there's a particular device that you would like to purchase, but you are clueless. They're not gonna make you feel weird at all.
Speaking of devices, the technology
It's
they
like,
have.
I want all the devices.
If you're sitting there and there's thinking there's only a couple
That's
options,
what I want.
there's insane
Yeah.
options
Oh,
that
yeah.
will blow your mind.
Yeah, literally. It's-
Treat yourself to a better life.
Yeah.
It's Fairville Megastore.
Well, Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
I am really having a mediocre time.
All right. That's what we wanted to hear. Thanks for being here today, Mr. Vince Taylor.
Wow, thanks for inviting me, man. I love
Appreciate
being
you
up
being
here with
here,
y'all.
man.
Oh, I realized something that I wanted to talk about. You saw that plane that crashed, that Delta plane that crashed in Canada.
You really going to do this to me?
Wow.
This is what he likes to do.
Wow.
You know I have an
On a
insane
high
fear
note.
of flying, right?
I didn't know.
I was on a plane that plummeted out of the sky.
Oh,
Not like this, though.
Wow.
Holy smoke. And there's been 4. This is the 4th.
oh wow. Damn DEI.
So I saw some pilot on TikTok explain how like when the plane landed, it landed like something failed, but the wing broke off. Essentially, like when it landed, the wing flexed and broke off, and then that's why it rolled over or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the left wing broke. Anyway, and then everybody survived, which is crazy.
Yeah,
Which
pretty amazing.
They did. The pilot was saying that the fact that the wing broke off and then set on fire, and they left and they skidded forward, saved saved a lot of people's lives, because if they would have been in the fire, obviously people would have burned to death.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the best case scenario happened that everybody lived. Anyway, so a story came out that Delta is now giving all those passengers that were in that plane $30,000.
Yeah.
As
in scratch-off tickets.
as
No, it's
some
30,000.
form of like victim compensation,
Yeah.
right? And when I saw it,
What'd you say at first?
Well, I was like, why that number? Like that's, I was like, why 30? And then I started trying to figure it out.
It's the first thing I thought of too. I did the same thing, not to be the why thing, and I know that's a hot topic right now, but I did the same thing. I like $30K because look, I'm the guy, and you're going to say here for your troubles, $30K. No, not enough.
Wow.
Not enough for me. 50. You should have gone 50. 50 is a non-insulting number because 50K is the number that Deal or No Deal would give
Why
you.
do they owe you anything?
Deal or No Deal, because the wing fell off, Vince. I don't know if you heard that.
Did they die?
No, but we could have. We could have
There's
died.
a lot of
But also they
injuries.
didn't die.
I mean, the people that got injured are
yeah.
definitely going to sue and get more.
Yeah.
But let's say like they
50K.
They just threw a baseline 30K, and it must be like, I mean, big corporations that I know you could just pay people off, and they'll be less likely to sue you later if you just give them some money at the beginning. Then instead of like they'll build up like, wait a minute, I deserve more. You know, if you,
So what they did-
it just dampens the amount of lawsuits that will happen. Even though nowadays I'm sure everybody in that plane is going to sue the shit out of them.
That's exactly right.
For trauma and shit.
But the legal team said we ran the numbers through a chat GPT, right?
math, yeah.
And the algorithm said that 30K is the number that humans see and will decide. That is that pivot point.
Yes, yeah.
Is that what I bet you that the Dr. Power sent us? We were talking with him, and he sent us like a chat GPT that will actually perform in a way to help you predict things as a businessman. That's what I bet you're right.
Nah, bro.
You don't think so?
Nah, what happened was they said, this how much we willing to pay. You better divvy that shit up to however many it is that's in that plane. And then they
What was it,
divided it by a
70,
certain
75
number.
people?
Yeah, they was like, look, it's going to be 200K. All right, how many on the plane? Okay, that means we divide it by 70. Okay, everybody gets this much. That's exactly what happened, which I think is real stupid because they should have just went to whoever it was that took their phone off of airplane mode to make them crash in the first place.
Yeah, that is true. Airplane mode makes the wings fall off.
It was just interesting that that number, because I just assumed
You
that
love that. You love giving numbers to things.
some insurance agencies like landed on 30K because all these giant corporations, including Delta, has like plane crash insurance. Like they all have, insurance for everything, so that when these tragedies happen, that their insurance kicks in and for payouts, because they know that everybody's going to sue and they know they're going to have to pay a lot of money out, and they get insurance
The
for
chat
it.
room is talking about how in Fight Club, the guy's job was to determine payouts to avoid lawsuits. Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
Do you take the 30K?
No.
Do you?
It's
You
not
probably
enough.
you have to sign some sort of
Yeah.
non.
It's
Like,
not
hey,
enough.
If you deny it, now you got to use your own money to pay for a lawyer.
No, but the lawyers will do it for the
Pro
half.
bono.
They're getting the half at
Oh,
the
they're
end
doing
of
it
it.
for the
We
Morgan
could get
Morgan
somebody-
thing where
I
it's
could
like,
get somebody
if you
to
win,
do
we
it.
win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's like how they get rid of government employees. You say, "Hey, we'll pay you up until September if you leave now," and we like the average per me. I'm like, "Oh, well, I'll just take the money now." Because everybody
real.
just wants you want it now. If you sue, it's going to be 5 years because they'll tell you like, "Hey, we're going to have to go through this lawsuits and it's going to be 5 years before you get your payout." And
man.
all humans are like, "We'll take it now," and insurance companies know that.
That is why they did it.
That's why they offer you in the lottery the lump sum at the beginning if it's half because people all fucking want it now.
Also,
Yeah.
some of the people on on that plane, like probably more than we want to admit, are shitheads.
Exactly.
And addicted to drugs, and they need
Yeah.
that money.
That is a lot of meth.
They're all addicted shitheads.
30K. That's that's at least too much.
100, like
You
a
don't have to
good-
be addicted.
If you in
a
Crystal
good
River,
40% of those people are drug addicted.
It
shitheads.
went straight to Tijuana with that money.
It's just the matter of like, hey, people will take the money now instead of defer it to
I
later.
don't think they should pay them shit. I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, the people that was hurt, by all means, we gotta help. But why are they just blanket statement getting? What if I was asleep and I just woke up and I was getting off the plane? I didn't have no idea that we was in no troubles.
No, what is
I'm
that?
giving you all of a sudden
easy
getting a
30K.
30K check just for
That'd be
sleeping on the
awesome.
plane.
You mean to tell me you turn it in?
It was upside down. and you're right. It was 30K, and you sign a will not sue you
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
Are people calling in for the?
Oh, boy.
Thanks for calling a corporate time. Who's this?
It's a mediocre.
No, I know what. But
Yes. Extra.
hello.
No.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. You're on the
Hey,
air.
it's Tracy.
Hi, Tracy. What's on your mind?
Hey, I'm calling to advertise a cool thing that's going to happen in DeLand. I wrote you about it a while ago. My husband opened a co-op art gallery in downtown DeLand.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah. It does a bunch of local artists. Their work is hanging up there. We've been open for a year, and it feels like a miracle. So we're excited. We're having a birthday party this Saturday, and it's going to be during the dog parade in downtown DeLand.
Okay. Is
Awesome.
that Marty Paws? Is that the Marty Paws dog?
It is
Yeah,
Mardi
I'm
Gras,
very
yeah.
familiar with the Marty Paws dog parade. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Tracy.
Whenever you get white people around their little dogs, and they put little hats on their little dogs, they parade them through the streets.
Tracy, when someone tells me they opened up like a Chronic Guru style Delta 9 weed shop, I say, "Oh, you're making money." Hey, and I just do the math. I'm like, a lot of people want the weed, and that's what
Yeah.
But lots of money's going through there, easy to market. And then when someone opens a co-op art gallery, I immediately
Tough.
think the opposite end of that
Yeah.
spectrum, which is
Correct.
hard to
Correct.
make money.
Yeah.
And nearly impossible to the point where it's hard for me to even imagine it can even stay in business because a co-op art gallery is...
Well, I mean, art is under attack by AI by the second, right?
Ooh.
Well, not even
Indeed.
that. It's just there's a reason why starving artists, not that many people
Yeah.
make money.
Well, my daughter will be a starving artist, guaranteed.
Hey, you're in the art business.
Well,
it's just...
I'm just glad that you made it a year. Congrats on that.
So I just want to correct Tom a little tiny bit. We had a group of investors put some money in. We kept that money within the first year, and we've made like a little bit more than what we kept. And then first year in business, that's crazy.
That's pretty good.
Hey,
So we've done well for
Tom
ourselves.
hates
It's
being
because
corrected,
we're
though. He
into it.
hates it. Absolutely hates it.
is she on Woodland?
I'm watching on Twitch right now. His face is so sad.
Yeah, he does.
Well, all
Yeah.
you told me, Tracy, is you borrowed some money to keep the business alive 1 year.
Yeah, he still thinks he's right, but you know that.
Yeah. Was that what happens when the investors dry up, and then you got to make the?
Oh my God,
Huh?
dude, you are terrible.
You
didn't think of this?
Like, oh my God,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
she's calling
Tracy,
to
you didn't-
advertise
Yeah.
about
I
her
wanted
business.
to
And you're like,
know that.
well, let me tell you why your business
And
sucks.
then- I give her
You got money borrowed
I
from
give her that.
somebody. It's not your money, and
Congratulations. Yeah.
art sucks anyway.
I'm
Who's gonna
not-
buy
I'm
that
not saying
shit?
that. I'm
AI's
not-
gonna take your job, and
I want-
nobody goes to Volusia County. And
No,
like, holy shit! Like she called up for like good news, and here you go, just ripping it to shreds.
No, I'm
Holy
letting her
fuck.
plug her
My
event.
God.
Her business free.
A
People pay
terrible
for this,
person.
by the way.
Yeah, but But she's confused. She probably thought it was Live Call Thursdays.
No, I know. And I want her business to succeed, and I want a lot of people to go, and I want it to be good. I'm just saying, what happens if the investor money dries up?
What happens if you actually suck?
How do you make more?
Nah. Yo, are you on Woodland?
We're off of Woodland, so if you've been to DeLand, we're right on the same street of where that beautiful theater is, that Athens Theater.
Oh, the theater. Okay, so y'all are back there by the police station.
Do you have a businessman running it in there, Tracy, where he just cares about the money, nothing else? Screw the art, only money.
So my husband plays both roles. He's an artist, but he also works in IT. He's very serious, and he's the business guy / the legal guy / so it's all. If we don't have 3-foot clearance, when we throw parties, he's going to flip his lid and move tables around. So he's that type of fellow.
Oh, man.
Clearance! The money! Just you have to have someone at the door charging the money to get in. No, who cares about the clearance or anything?
Oh, man.
How are we going to make the money, Tracy? How are we going to keep this thing going?
It's not the point. I'm going to talk real softly, and hopefully, the tone goes down a little bit. So the point is to put money in the artist's pockets, so they retain quite a bit of the money when something is sold. We keep a little bit to keep the lights on. So we just need to keep a little bit.
He hates it when people say keep the lights on. Yeah, 2 of the phrases he hates are keep the lights on and feed my family. He hates those.
No, you need to keep more. You need to keep everything on, including your boat and all the stuff that you buy with the money you make.
Did you just hear that she said her husband is the doorman / IT guy / security guy, and he's the art? They clearly ain't doing it like that, and you sitting there still turning them down. And she told you to keep your voice down while you bullshit like that. She just shushed you.
The artists are quiet. You need a loud money man screaming in there.
You're scaring away the patrons right now. We can hear you.
You need someone in there screaming, where's the money?
Some dude just walked out of the gallery because they heard Tom sitting there. What about the loan that you got down there?
Can you put some vending machines in there?
Nothing shows.
Nothing says art like vending machines.
Yeah, can you put the art in a vending machine and charge money for that? You need more ideas, Tracy? I'll give you some more ideas.
I have a legit question.
Go ahead.
What type of art do you showcase? And since it's Black History Month, what type of anything in there that may actually
putting her on the spot?
Since she told Tommy,
do that,
she told Tommy to hush. I just want to know if there's maybe any art that could particularly maybe
Tom's whole house is African art.
I mean, because to the black population of DeLand, which is about 3%.
It's to the point where it's awkward enough if you came over and hide it.
If you came over,
because you'd be like, he tries to. I tell my wife, I'm like, if any black person comes.
Fitz Taylor, look me in the eyes. Look me in the eyes. Non-gay. Look me in the eyes. But a little gay. If you went to his house, you would see a 3-foot-tall Satchmo that sings, and then you would see.
Oh no!
And then you would see different framed pictures of African kings walking across the Sahara. It looks like OJ. It looks like OJ's house.
It's not like some fetish.
No, Crystal's great grandma painted these paintings, and they're like
Africans.
They're beautiful.
Really?
Yeah.
But the Satchmo thing that are we talking about like a little dude like baby Satchmo with the good hair?
If you press the button, it's like I see trees of green.
It was made in a different No, that's why it's awkward. But of course, but the intention it was hard to explain to it.
Yeah, that sounds like.
If they start explaining, why did you even mention that?
Because Vince's family now.
I'm just messing with you.
I'll hide that if he came over. It's too hard to explain because I'd be standing at the door explaining to you.
Holding it.
Is this Shaq's old house?
He'd be putting it away. You'd be ringing the doorbell as he's putting it away. He'd answer the doorbell holding it.
So Tracy, back to making money. What are the things?
I was going to answer his question.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it wasn't a serious one.
I'm just saying, he asked a question. I was trying to be respectful.
Well, let me quiet my voice then and let her.
Yeah.
Can you get any of the artists to pay like a monthly fee they forget about?
She's answering the question.
They do. They do. Okay, one at a time. But so we feature all kinds of art. It's 3D, 2D art. So we have potters, we have textile artists, we have painters. I'm trying to think of anything else. Some drawings are in there, some jewelry. And then as far as African American history stuff, at this point, no, we're trying really hard to recruit more. But think about who can afford to do art. It's like older
black people can't afford art.
I wrote that down in my business plan for you.
Say it again. What was that last part, Tracy?
It's a little hard to recruit diversely. We're trying really hard going to different openings and stuff at different, museums and trying to pull in more diversity. Because right now, I think we have 3 males and 28 females, honestly.
Okay, all right.
Too. So
any people of color?
Yeah, good question. And how many?
We have Latino people, but no, we don't have any people of color.
Are they white Latinos or black?
Yeah, are white Latinos or black Latinos?
Yeah, what kind of...
Which ones are good at baseball? Those are the black Latinos.
I hear
excellent.
I hear nothing about money so far. I don't hear diversity, all that. That doesn't prove to make you money. You see what I'm saying? Shut the fuck. What are you talking about? It makes a lot of money.
Okay, look. All right. I'm willing to.
I just found 5 black. I just found 5 black Latinos. There's money in the black Latinos.
No, Tracy. There's black people down Voorhees. Okay, listen. I'm willing to donate my blackness.
He knows the land.
I'm willing to donate my blackness for the cause. All right. Are y'all open on Sundays? Are y'all open on Sundays?
We are. We're open every day except for Monday.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up this Sunday. All right, I'm gonna bring my team. I got a little office down there on Woodland. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pull on up, and me and all of my. Now we might be wearing like clothes that
black gear.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
We might be wearing black
hoodies
gear.
and maybe even some some soldier type hats, and our fists may be in the air, and stuff like that. We might have legal firearms out front, but we're gonna pull up and we're gonna show out for you because we only got about the 8 more days for Black History Month open.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and make sure that everybody knows that your company went out of its way to be inclusive.
To recruit.
Hallelujah. And I'm going to bring this blackness to your business on Sunday. Mark my words. And I'm going to bring back a report for Tom and Dan.
Tom and Dan delivering blackness. One art exhibit at a time.
Don't listen, Tracy. That brings you no money. When I show up at a business and they're closed on Monday, I think to myself, you think you're better than me? So, I don't know why, but it was like, everybody else is open.
If you say hospitality, I just think you're hungover. You're hungover.
Chick-fil-A may be okay with closing on Sundays because they are so popular. Yeah. It's like, shit.
Jesus.
But Mondays, I get mad at the company.
The hospitality thing. Yeah, a lot of bars do.
I get mad at the company.
Because I want to get fucked up on Monday.
All right, Tracy.
Hold on, Tracy. Between now, is it okay if Tom gives you one of his African paintings to hang up there?
Oh, that's a good idea. You could do a showing. What if we did the Tom and Crystal Van African art exhibit?
Sambo included?
Yeah. What if we did that?
Don't phrase it like that.
And then we put.
Oh, come on, Vince.
It was Satchmo, not Sambo.
Okay, my bad. I gave him too much credit.
I may have said Sambo, but it was it's Satchmo.
You said Satchmo.
I turned him into Sambo.
Sambo.
It's proper.
Yeah, Sambo was a horribly racist.
I thought that was the theme.
Little black Sambo. What was the? It was a Denny's.
Yeah, little black Sambo with bad hair.
And he run around the tree and turn the tiger into butter.
Yeah, you know what? We try to forget about them days.
Yeah, no, I know. But it used to be on the menu. It was on the menu. You go to order your pancakes. And
you don't have that at the museum, do you, Tracy?
It was on the IHOP menu.
It was on the menu. I remember going with my parents. I was born in 76. I remember going to some restaurant in the mall, and it was like a breakfast place.
Out to Mama?
Yeah, I'll hang up on her. Okay. And we got the
support
menu.
Tracy's art gallery.
Support Tracy's art gallery.
Downtown
I'll see you Sunday.
And it was like a play. Like you would go there. It was called You go to eat there. It's called Sambo's.
Oh my God!
And you would go to It was called Sambo's, and you go to Sambo's, and it wasn't a Ronald McDonald character. The character was a little black boy.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was not good.
Wow.
Yeah, it was not good.
Was it a chain or?
Yeah, it was a chain of restaurants, dude.
Was this?
And don't look at me. I didn't invent it. Okay, I'm not heir to the Sambo fortune or anything. Like, I just remember going, and I remember it, and I remember my mom and dad being like, "Whoa, whoa." Like,
cool. Even in the 70s.
We finally found the right place.
No, they were like, can't go here anymore.
Back down time.
Yeah.
Cracker Barrel wasn't
Even the
bad enough.
90s was racist. Like,
It was out there.
We're all old enough to
Let's go
remember.
back there.
Going back and like, oh God, that's what makes me feel real old when like the young kids now they refer to like the 1900s and shit that happened in like the 80s and 90s as some like it reminds me of shit that people said about the 70s when I was a teen in the 90s. And then I'm like, God damn, quit talking about it.
You know what's
and then
funny?
I'm like, oh shit.
You know what's funny about that? I'll make this as quick as I can.
No, you're good.
Like, I feel like there are certain words and phrases that are said that let you know when somebody's from a certain generation, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? You hear some people say, like, swell. It's like, okay, yeah, dude, you Dick Van Dyke. This is a nickname.
Yeah.
And we hear people say dope. It's like, all right, that's, it's a little modern, you know what I'm saying? But when I hear people say, and this is a weird take. When I hear people refer to black people as African American, then I automatically know they millennials. You know what I'm saying? Because that was a hard push in like the 80s and 90s. Because they was trying to push people away from being black.
Black people pushed me away from it. Like my black friends said, stop that.
It was a thing. It was a thing. But since we've been like, I think we'd rather be black because I think what's happened is people start to confuse black people with African American, and African American people aren't all black, and all black people aren't African American. I take what's the name from that was the white lady from South America. I can't remember her name for nothing, but somebody in the chat's going to tell us in a second. She's African-American. Elon is African-American. That doesn't necessarily count to me as being black. Meanwhile, my wife is Jamaican, but she's black. She's not African-American. You know what I'm saying? So we've adopted the term black American as opposed to African-American because a lot of African-Americans, quote-unquote, have never been to Africa and have no desire to go to Africa. So I think it's interesting that for me, folks saying African-American.
If I were, you know what I mean?
Like, yo, you honorary. Bro, I'll give you an N-word pass for a day.
Like I had a bunch of actually
black
I have
friends?
a friend. No, I don't have a bunch, but I have a decent amount.
Got me on your Mount
I would say
Rushmore?
I have more than most.
Hey.
But our friend Kenny, he does a lot of stuff in the black community where he's at, and to the point where he's like helping black youth, helping black fathers, and he's one of the. I thank him all the time. He's one of the best people for like hitting us up on Facebook in the comments or in a special message and being like knock that off or do this or do this instead. Get it right.
Yeah.
And he was. I remember him years and years ago, and I think I was still on the radio station, and he told me, he's like, yeah, you can cut it out with the African American bullshit. He's like, stop that. Just say black people. He's like, it's just more.
I never said African American.
I think
because
it was pushed on us hard to do it.
It always to me sounded like I was trying to
try hard.
And then it sounded suspicious. Like like why are you like this?
Especially from you.
It's like the fact that you're saying that is like it's suspicious in some way.
It is. It is. That's exactly what Kenny was saying. He's like, why are you saying that? He's like, just be real.
Hold on, Kenny. How is it that you've been the black go-to friend all this time, and Tom still got a black Sambo on his front porch?
How dare you?
And a whole naked black African on his wall.
That's not Tom.
Oh, my bad.
He doesn't even notice that those things are there. Like most of the time. It's an extensive collection.
Oh, man, I don't know, man. It might be time for...
Did you tell him about the what are those?
Oh Lord, hats.
The
sombrero,
the kufis. Is that what? Yeah,
kufi.
Did you tell him that you and the family wear those? At
you don't
Christmas?
wear kufis like common. No, you don't, man.
I'm just
Get the fuck out of here, man.
I'm just joking.
You are not Elijah Muhammad Farrakhan. You don't copy.
But I'd give you any amount of money to see your whole family dressed like that.
I would love that. This Christmas. I'm sending y'all kente cloth Christmas outfits, homeboy, and I want them to be taking pictures
stolen valor
on the website. Yes, sir.
Let me ask you something that's going to sound racist.
I like that.
I can only ask you, because I was going to bring this up in another show, but I was like, I'm going to wait until Vince.
I'm that guy. Bring it.
How many people do you know actually that celebrate Kwanzaa?
Ooh,
I know zero.
We had this question, and I wanted to be that person. Because
that's another.
And I was like, I got nobody.
That's another thing that it happened in the '90s that I feel like all of a sudden they're like include Kwanzaa into like
put it in there,
Hanukkah and Christmas,
and I get it.
Of course, I get it too. And then Max Max is in chorus. My son Max. And during his Christmas recital, they did one Christmas song, one Jewish song or Hanukkah song.
I will say that when you
Great.
stutter before you say
It feels like you try
when
not
you
to
stutter
say.
before the different nationalities, it makes you
finding-
sound fucking dumb old man.
No, it sounds like you're trying to find a replacement word
This is what I heard. I heard. My son Max is in court. They sang one Christmas song.
You motherfucker.
One Jew song. And one black song. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. I heard what I heard.
It sounds more to me like he was.
The chat room will back me up. When you,
Fuck the chat room. You're goddamn staring. You're friends of the chat room.
When you pause and you, it makes you sound
What
like you're
happens?
running the numbers.
Nah, he's not running the numbers. He's trying to find the proper word for the epithet that he would normally use if he's
No,
speaking
I
in his
wasn't.
kitchen table. I'm not just playing. I'm just playing.
So anyway, and then one Kwanzaa song,
Right.
and it was fine. Everybody had a good time. It was great, and I agree, it's great. I don't even care.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm saying they shouldn't have included it,
Yeah.
But it is
of course
rare.
they should. Or
It is
whatever.
pretty rare to find somebody that celebrates
But then
it.
I thought to myself, man, like in the night when I was a kid, it was like, hey, Kwanzaa too, and they were like, oh, okay, and then I was like, I bet as a kid I thought to myself, I'm going to experience probably a lot more Kwanzaa out there once I become
thought
an
that.
adult.
I did.
Like I'm going to go into a house, they're like, oh, it's Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. Like I'd love to experience it. Like I like different shit.
Holidays are fun.
Boring ass Christmas, same old shit.
Boring ass Christmas. Wow.
I'm just saying,
man.
like I'm used to it. I like they would show me a Kwanzaa, show me a different holiday. I'm like, oh,
Well,
this
yo,
is
Tom, there's
interesting.
nothing stopping you from celebrating Kwanzaa.
No. But I
mean, like,
just never experienced it. No one around me ever celebrates Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, this is weird
Yeah.
that no one ever celebrates it, but we're always including it.
Yeah.
I would like to experience it one
Yeah.
day, and
Yeah.
no one's showing it to
Do
me.
you know anything about it?
Yeah, I do. It's a 7-day holiday. It's got a title for each day. I believe it starts with Emoja. It every single day. It's kind of like a bootlegged Hanukkah. I hate to say, but
I don't even really know that many people that are. I'm talking strict about Hanukkah. Like I got a lot of friends that
Really?
like they're Jewish, but they're like, yeah, we're Jewish.
They run
but-
it loose.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Like around here, especially, it's like,
Well,
yeah,
it's like
we're
Christmas.
Jewish, but, or my mom's Jewish, and then we just do Christmas. And I'm like,
Yeah.
then I'll ask them. I'll be like, do you like the menorah and do that? Like, nah. I mean, if we remember.
Yeah, well, I mean-
and I'm like, if you remember, I was like, you can't do that.
Well, let's speak it real. Like Christmas is easier. Like it's one
It's
day,
one day,
one and
yeah.
done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like with Hanukkah, it's what 11 days or something like that.
Yeah.
With Hanukkah, with Kwanzaa, it's 7
It's a
days. Like ain't nobody
commitment,
trying
yeah.
to open up gifts for 7 days in a row. Like it's hard enough. I didn't get no Christmas tree till Christmas Eve this year, and I only did that at request from the kids, and that was a Christmas tree that went on the table. Now, I ain't talking about no, we finna set it up and all that. Nah, we just set it up real quick because the kids don't think they get gifts unless it's a tree up.
yeah, Maisie's like
I
that,
couldn't
too.
imagine doing that 7 days in a row. Nah, homeboy.
Yeah.
That's
Where's
way too much
Santa
effort.
supposed to put the gifts if you don't have a tree?
Exactly.
You
And
know?
I mean, if
You're
it's
more like
Kwanzaa-
Tom than I knew. Man,
Man.
put the tree up that late?
Yeah, man,
It's
nah,
a
I ain't with
Scrooge.
that. I can't
Scrooge.
stand holidays.
Is
except
there-
for,
Really?
I
I
really
didn't
can't.
know that.
But
Except for spring training.
you don't know anybody that celebrates Kwanzaa at all?
zero. Except
Remember
for
you asked me, and I'm trying
You
to
had
be
to know
like, got it.
one.
the only one I know that celebrate Kwanzaa is Chris Rock and them family from Everybody Hates Chris. That one episode where they made him celebrate Kwanzaa because the dad was too broke to celebrate Christmas.
That was a
No,
great
no,
show.
That's the only.
That was a really good show.
Literally know nobody.
Yeah,
that
I think it's an
celebrates Kwanzaa.
older. Also, like
It was an
I
attempt.
think, and I think this applies, and this is like to give you a good answer. I think a lot of my friends, like when I was a kid, the way that we celebrated Christmas was very formulaic. Like we had like a lot of tradition, and I would go to church and I would
Yep.
sing and do all and worship. And as time has gone on, just in 48 years of me doing my Christmases, it is really loose now. Everything, like my Jewish friends run it loose, my Catholic friends run it loose.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's everything
People
is
take
loose.
the
Everything is
Jesus out of it,
casual.
yeah, yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
is casual.
But is Kwanzaa associated with a religion?
Nah, it's a lady made it up because she wanted black people to have something for themselves. Because there was a deterrent, there was a disassociation. Y'all got me putting on my activist hat now. I can't.
I like it. I like the
So some lady just made it up.
Yeah, just made it up. It was literally just fabricated just to give black people something to celebrate for their own because there was a time in which we were trying to separate ourselves from what a lot of folks in the neighborhoods were calling white Jesus, and Christmas.
Oh, the blue-eyed one.
Yeah, the blue-eyed. Yeah, with,
Yeah,
the one.
we make fun of him.
Yeah, you kind of got a little bit of like rugged Jesus swag.
Yeah, I'm going for that. I'm going for rugged, never happened Jesus, because Jesus would have been very dark. Very dark.
Is there black Jesus in Kwanzaa?
Well, no, there's no Jesus. It's just. If I'm not mistaken, listen, chat. I'm sure there's a bunch of
We're running it loose.
I know it's full of blacks in the chat.
Oh,
so
they're
please,
mad. Oh, it's so,
come on
the
in.
chat's
They got
filled
Google.
with angry blacks.
They're Googling it. Like I should have.
But nah, it from what I understand, it's literally was an attempt to simply try to kind of like with man, I can't believe the name is moving. But at one point in time, Black History Month was just Black History Day. Then it went to Black History Week, then month. It's just people making attempts to try to, bring blacks to the relevant, to the forefront. And I think that this was just unfortunately a missed attempt.
Well, can I yell at some of our black listeners? Start doing Kwanzaa so I can see what the hell are you doing?
Okay, and all two of them.
Start doing it, Vince. You do Kwanzaa.
Would you? Maybe
I just told you I ain't doing 7 days a week, man. I'm tired of it.
It's better. It's more interesting.
Man, why don't you do Kwanzaa,
We can
man?
do it here.
They'll yell at me.
Ain't nothing wrong with you doing Kwanzaa.
No, I can't.
I tell you what, you do
can't do
Kwanzaa,
it. No.
I do Hanukkah. We switch it around. Like, let's go around the horn.
I don't think it's appropriate if I tried to do Kwanzaa.
Why
People
not?
will they'll get me.
Yo, I'll tell you a quick story. I sell when I do comedy. By the way, I'll be in Orlando March 7th. Check my Instagram if anybody knows that
Go
show.
subscribe to Vince's social media so you know where he's at.
The real Vince Taylor. I'll be there.
There you go.
I'm in town for a little bit, then I go back to see in May. But so I sell these shirts called They Say I Love Being Black. If you ever see me in person, you probably see me do that.
Yeah.
And I gave one to my friend Mike Hurley, who's a comic here too. I used to call him local, but he's not. He's like international now. Mike is out there doing big things. And he wore the I Love Being Black shirt. He's not obviously of the hue.
Yeah, he's like a white guy with a dark beard.
He wore one out here to Lake Eola and like almost got beat up because some dude was like, "Man, what's up with that shirt, cuz?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, my friend gave it to me." You know what I'm saying? He's like, well, why are you wearing it? You're not black. He's like, well, I didn't have my I Love Being an Asshole shirt. You know what I'm saying? And as a result, unfortunately.
Oh, that's not the right comeback.
Yeah, he didn't like that too much. He's like, Vince, I love you to
that's
death,
like
but
a
I can't wear
biker.
your
I take that Hell's Angels thing off, and I'm like, fuck you, fat biker.
Yeah. That's why he got beat up. He's talking shit.
Why are you wearing that shirt that says I love being black? I don't know. Why don't you come fight me for it, motherfucker?
Nah, but I love Mike for at least Mike, you my dog.
Doesn't he have the flame wallets?
Yeah, he had the flame wallets, the flame watches.
Mike Hurley has a flame wallet that he'll open his wallet and flames shoot out of it. He should have done that to the black guy. The black guy's like, "Where'd you get that shirt?" He's like, "Flame." He's like,
"Flame on."
Yeah, he's like, "Black people are afraid of magic."
I'm mad at Hurley now because he didn't think this was going to be a problem.
He was supporting the fellow comic. You know, I mean, to him, Ken Miller, a lot of cats they'll wear the different shirts, the different merch from the different comics.
Yeah, but if you give me the shirt, I'm like, "Oh, thank you." Then I'll put it in my desk, and I'll never wear it out because I feel like I cannot wear this to public.
That's true.
And then someone's
That's true, Vince. If you gave him a shirt that says "I love being black," it would never be worn by him.
And I'd wear it, but like the fucking society won't let me wear it. Like I just celebrate Kwanzaa. I don't care.
You wear it around your
Christmas,
wife.
Kwanzaa.
What if your wife took a picture of you wearing it and posted it online? You can't do that. That's a dangerous game.
Honestly, I remember I gave 4 shirts to Jim Colbert, and I'm pretty sure they didn't see.
He's racist. He probably made a Klan hood out of it.
I don't think those shirts made it out of the car.
It'd be an interesting hood.
Yeah.
I think all your Klan hood says, I love being black.
Hold on,
It's a lot of target practice.
We have a couple of a couple of these guys are getting sworn in tonight. You there? That's an interesting look.
Yo, craziness.
You want to get out of here?
Yeah, let's get out of here. Vince, any shows coming up?
Yeah, like I said, March 7th is the next one that I'm willing to advertise. All the rest of them, I don't want y'all to come to. So.
Yeah, I like that. He's a blunt man. He tells you the way it is.
I'm on that. Obviously, I'm on the show this Saturday. Every Saturday, the New Blurred Order, we have our podcast.
Go subscribe.
We recently just started a new joint called the Stand Up Sports Bar, where we have stand-up comedians talking about sports, which is not something I'm an expert at, but I love baseball. And some of my comic friends like to talk about that stuff too. So that's on Tuesdays on The Real Vince Taylor on YouTube.
Tuesdays for the sports show. I'll check that out.
Tuesdays
man.
for the sports, Saturdays for the nerd, and we'll be talking about Captain America and how it almost made $1 billion.
Yeah.
Excuse me,
and you
$200
liked
million.
it. You're like one
I liked it,
person
didn't love it.
I know that enjoyed it.
Yeah, liked it, didn't love it. But yeah, I give ugly ass Anthony Mackie his credit. He held it down for us regular looking dudes that don't look like Aaron Pierre.
Do you agree with because I think this is unfair, Anthony Mackie compared as Wish Will Smith? That's what they're
Does
saying.
he look like a great value Will
Great
Smith?
value, and I think like if I read that, like you know how sensitive I am, man. If I opened up the thing and whoever is the best of the best, and then they just compared me and like called me like Walmart George Clooney, I'd be like, that would hurt.
It
right?
would hurt, but
That
you would hurt all the way to the bank. All I say is that Anthony Mackie, we need more dudes like him because, like Homer Simpson, he's an everyman. You know what I'm saying? And we need every man.
He's a good actor.
Yeah, everybody ain't got green eyes and a perfect mustache and could dance down the hall. Like some of us just look like regular dudes, and we exist too.
Some of us are grosser than regular dudes. You know? What about those guys? What about us disgustos out there?
Yeah, well, y'all do exist.
What about us creature people?
Yeah, y'all all right. You know, y'all gonna be okay. You know,
Think about us for a change.
I don't know. Y'all got movies too. You know, you got the Garbage Pail Kids. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got Lord of the Rings. You know what I'm saying? The Hobbit.
I love that.
Why did anybody like that?
It was phenomenal. The throw up, get out of here. They
What,
need
the
to,
Garbage Pail
they need
Kid
to bring
movie?
back Garbage Pail Kids, like the cards and the stickers and
Your
everything.
sons have never watched that, the throwback?
No.
Oh, they might like it.
Put
It's
'em up.
Like there's lots of It's all farts.
Farts and vomit.
Farts and vomit, yeah.
I mean,
They might laugh at it, maybe. That's like a 50-50.
And there's no black people, so they should love it.
Well, not the cartoon. I just mean the actual cards. It's like,
Oh, yeah, I missed that
The only
too.
reason it took off is because it was disruption. It was like a mild punk rock version.
Yeah.
You know, it was
it's
Cabbage
like it
Patch
shouldn't
Kids.
be.
Correct.
Like I was like, oh, they're talking about this.
But it
person's
wasn't even that bad.
stinky.
It was at the same time when, like, what is it? I don't think you can do that on television.
Yeah, you can't do that on
You
television.
can't do that on television. Yeah, where you'd say, I don't know,
I don't
and they
know,
dump water
splash
on
water.
you. Or if you'd say, what was the other one? They
Water.
You get slimed.
Yeah, if you just say the word water.
And barfs, burgers, and farts.
This
and,
was
It was counterculture.
Yeah.
Gave us Alanis Morissette.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I guess it was just like, it was that first layer of like your parents, like hands on the hip, being like,
Yeah.
farts again, what?
Yeah.
You know, it was like kind of that.
Farty McGee would be like a name of a card. It had like a kid on it with one
Scary
tooth.
Berry.
Yeah. Vomit Johnson.
Remember
I have a
when
Vomit Johnson.
Dave Coulier fingered Alanis Morissette? There's just a song about it.
And we're ending the show. And tonight we're going to end the show with 1 full minute of silence for Dave Coulier's finger. He now has cancer. That finger has cancer now.
Forgotten finger.
He fingered her with the
got
cut it out finger.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
And
I ain't gonna let y'all do that to Old Boy from Full House.
sung about it.
Let's not forget this either. Let's not forget that Dave Coulier got cancer, and his very good friend, who's in the Beach Boys and plays drums with him,
Jesse.
What's that guy's name?
Well, I mean, in Full House is Jesse, but
Yeah,
I
that
forget
guy. He was supposed to shave his head for Dave Coulier.
Oh wow!
He just did a bald cap. He just did he had a makeup artist come and do a bald cap so he could do the People magazine article.
No.
And then later he took it off and he got his luscious hair back. And then people were giving him shit. And Dave Coulier had to come out and be like, "Don't give him shit. he does it in his he honored me in his own way. He honored me in his own way." And it's like, however you want to say that, dude, that guy did a bald cap to pretend that he was honoring you shaving your head for cancer. No matter how you want to cut that, I'll just
Didn't he think that he's like, man, I'm
Stamos. John Stamos wore a bald cap.
I'm gonna
because
get
he was too
some
much of a
press.
No, he didn't think of it. In fact, Dave Coulier had to go out on his Twitter and be like, "Hey, leave him alone."
Why did he make the promise? You
He's a
follow
pussy.
through.
Yeah, it made me turn my back on John Stamos.
Just don't do the photo shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to
No,
shave
but
my
there's
head.
so much AI now.
But here's the
Well,
thing.
not even that.
No,
Just like I can't even pretend that I did this because I'm gonna get shit.
you're addicted, though. You're addicted to the photo shoot, right?
I guess.
Maybe-
You are. Yeah, like you.
Maybe if someone pressured them too much.
Normal
I don't know.
people, normal people go like, "Hey, will you shave your head for a People magazine photo shoot? Dave Coulier's got cancer." Normal people say either yes or no. I don't really feel comfortable with that. Crazy people do a bald cap. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Because you must have known that someone would be like, oh my God, he shaves his head bald, and then they look at you in a social media post from that day, and then you have a full head of hair. You're like, wait a minute, hey, you fucking put a bald cap on, and then like how did you not know that wasn't going to come back and bite you in the ass? Anyway,
have you seen the photo? I have to show you the photo.
Please,
Hold on, it's so good. It's so good.
It's hilarious.
It's fake. It's not real. That is not real. That is not a real photo. There they are. Put it up. There it is.
Look at this.
Yeah, look at how tall Dave. Look at how tall John Stamos' bald cap is.
Didn't Coulier tell Stamos like, hey, you're gonna get shit for this on the internet?
And the People magazine headline was John Stamos wears bald cap in solidarity. So brave.
I'm so brave.
I've been wanting to talk about this for months.
I can't wait for him to get an award for
Didn't
support.
People magazine know? Like they knew that behind the scenes, they're like, man, this guy's gonna get so much shit for this.
And then
taking the picture.
And then
I blame the photographer.
Here's the best one. No, here's the best one. The best one is the photo, and I highlighted it, of John Stamos shaving Dave's head. He's shaving his head.
Wait, does he have a bald cap on?
No, he shaved his head. He's like, I'll shave your head if you help me put the bald cap on.
Wow.
Yeah.
I blame Coulier.
I've been wanting to talk about that for weeks.
I blame Coulier. I blame the photographers of People magazine.
I blame Alanis Morissette for giving him no
John
life.
Stamos must be crazy enough to not even consider this.
Here's a good tie-in and a great ending. Our buddies, and somebody threw it up in the chat room, our buddies at St. Baldrick's do this every single year to raise money for pediatric cancer and kids that have to, that lose their hair. And Ross has done this where he's grown his hair out and donated it. A lot of our friends, a lot of listeners, the firefighters that we work with, John.
Yeah, and every time they come in and say, why don't you do it, Tom? and then I have to him and haul around.
Yeah.
And then people think, oh, what a dickhead.
You want a pussy.
Yeah, what a pussy dickhead.
You could have done a bald cap.
And then I'm here. I go there with a fake wig and they shave a wig.
That's one step worse. That's one step worse.
I never do that.
Hold on.
Even if someone's even if the firefighters ask me to do that, I'd be like, no. You know how much shit I'll get for that?
That's one step worse, and it's brilliant. So we're going to have to get a wig glued to your head, so you can take it off. And then I'm going to shave it bald. And then when you get in the car, take the bald off. Poof, your hair comes out.
The unveiling. I want to see that. Man. Make that happen. And let whoever this is that does that, let them know that I'm down to shave my head. Fair cause.
Get out of here.
Thank you so much for being here, man. We appreciate you. All right, guys. We will see you on Monday.
Yep.
Deuce.
Hold it, fellas. Oh, wait a minute. I can't publish that. It's mediocre.
This is all jokes and funny to you, huh? You can take it up with legal. Have a good day.